Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the Rainbow Six U.S. Nationals. My name is Blue. Joining me here on the desk this evening is Veli. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, the week has come. The end of the stage is upon us once again. And it is time to qualify 2 more teams for our LAN finals. 4 teams have made it to this point. 2 from the Western Conference, 2 from the Eastern Conference, but only 2 more can make their way forward. As you can see, we've already qualified 4 out of 8 of our teams, with Sonics and SSG qualifying so far in stages 1 and 2 from the Eastern Conference, and Reciprocity and Rogue, the reigning champion from last year, qualifying in the Western Conference. Today, we'll crown 1 more team as we'll qualify our first team from Stage 3 in the West.
And I'm losing my mind right now because take a look at the quality of teams right now. Reciprocity, Rogue, Space Station Gaming, and Sonics, especially with the Europeans coming over to America. This is actually insane. And now we're going to see if Evil Geniuses or Disrupt Gaming can also find them a spot on this list. So,
not to mention that we have the wild cards coming up next week as well, which is going to make things even more interesting, seeing as we still have, more than likely, we'll have 1 to 2 Pro League teams still be left out of the qualified pool of teams at this point as well, meaning that they're going to have to try and basically battle their way through an open bracket bloodbath next week. That is going to be the wild card, and that's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Like I said, that's next week. This week, though, is still about the regular Stage 3, where we have this matchup here. Before we get too deep into that, though, we do want to remind you guys, of course, about our Venmo Community Spotlight that we have been running here over the past couple of months, though. Giving out $700 every single week. You guys have a chance to win you guys have a chance to win up to $500 if you take our first place prize, or $100 if you take our second and third place prize. All you need to do to enter is create a clip. It just needs to be Rainbow Six related. It can be funny, it can be cool, it can be stupid. Doesn't matter. As long as we like it, that's all that matters. Make sure you upload it with the hashtag Venmo Community Spotlight and submit it to the list link down below at esl.gg/Venmo-R6USN. That link will also have all the necessary rules and restrictions for this tournament if you are curious.
And some tips and tricks for those of you out there. Presentation is everything in my opinion, okay? So don't submit a clip that's over a minute long. I've seen funny clips where it's like they meme it out and put in like funny songs when it happens, like when large fails happen. Make it pop out. Please, make it fun. But also, if you have Twitter, which most of you do, is 2019, come on, feel free to utilize the hashtag R6USN. You can talk about the matchups. You can ask us questions that we ultimately answer every Monday on the recap show. Hopefully, you guys caught the last one. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, we had a good amount of discussion on our recent shows. That was fun to do. But that's going to get rid of some of our custodial stuff for the beginning of the show today. Now it's time to move more into the discussion for this match, where we have Disrupt going up against EG. What do we make of this match today, Billy?
Okay, so I was talking to the chat, and I asked what they thought about this. And these are the rosters, by the way: Evil Geniuses, MBK, Modiga, Neck. You guys know them. But I was talking to the chat, and one comment stood out to me. It was from Cavalier. You guys know Cavalier. And he said, ultimately, Evil Geniuses, they're a more experienced roster. You know, we love Disrupt Gaming, but we just believe that EG are that much more hungry than they are.
And there's a lot to support that, both in the statistics department and the history department, but Disrupt still have managed to make their way to this point, and they have some pretty capable players, and I think the one that the community would recognize the most would be Yeti in most recent times, but Carnage as well, I think has some good histories. And then you've got other players that we have seen throughout so far the USN season be playing here, Reed, Spades, and Thumbus, that are also going to be stepping up to the plate to try and knock EG out tonight, you know, what would be a massive upset. However, the caveat to all this is every match being played prior to this point has been a best of 1.
Yeah.
Now we shift. Now we go into a best of 3, which is an entirely different ball game as far as Rainbow is concerned, and this really applies to most games, to be honest.
Thank God, right? I'm so excited for the best of 3. This is where you see, the real strats and matchups come out. Best of 1s. One team can start off on defense and get lucky, especially depending on the map, which we're actually going to choose right now. But on best of 3s, you're going to have to bring out the whole strat book. You're going to have to bring your A game.
This is going to be interesting to see how it plays out, too, because as far as I could tell, the map pools between these two teams didn't really seem to align so well. They had a lot of maps that was good for one team, but not so great for the other. I feel like there's a tendency that we could maybe end up on something like Consulate here for one of these matches.
Okay.
But no, that ends up getting banned out by Evil Geniuses, actually, which is what I'm surprised about, because they have a much better record than Disrupt, so I thought they would have knocked it out. But no, we'll end up with Villa, Bank, and Clubhouse as our maps for today's matchup here. And I think that'll be a pretty good match overall. I think that's a pretty actually even spread of good maps for both teams there.
It's good, you know why? We don't have Clubhouse or Cafe on the list today. We've been cursed with them. So Villa, we haven't seen Villa in a long time. I believe last time I remember seeing Villa was with TSM. So I'm really excited to see that map play out, but also EG. Pretty damn good at that map.
Yeah, that's definitely a very comfortable pick for them, or at least it has been in the past. It does seem like maybe that shifted away, and it was more kind of like Canadian that was giving them the prowess they needed to come out on top of that map.
Absolutely.
Judging by some of their more recent matches on Villa, they don't look as strong, which may explain why Disrupt wanted to go into this, but to be honest, Disrupt doesn't necessarily have the best record on this map right now. In recent history, they've got an 0-2. And they weren't really close matches either. It was a 1-7 against Two-Face and a 3-7 against TSM.
Ooh.
So we'll have to see if they've improved it. As to be fair, that was a couple of weeks ago, so there could have been some work done on it since then.
Still fairly recent, but you know what? You guys always hear about what we have to say about the matches. On Twitter, we pull out polls to see what you guys think. This is Evil Geniuses, of course, 84%. And just some context, if you guys are new to competitive Siege, this matchup is extremely spicy for the simple fact that Mo Digga was on Disrupt Gaming. He recently joined Evil Geniuses, and they are one of the top teams in North America in general. Disrupt Gaming, they've been going through some hard times, some growing pains with the team changes and whatnot, because ultimately it's been more than one within the past 6 months. So they're trying to get their footing. They're trying to find themselves right now, trying to find their identity. And this is a great step in order to do that.
That's another facet of it, too, that's going to be a lot more difficult for Disrupt, is the fact that you can imagine that the roster change happened relatively recently. Yeah. So from the strategical side, I wouldn't really subscribe to the ideology that a whole lot has changed on the team and the way they've played, especially with only like 1 or 2 players being changed since that point. So for the most part, Mo Digga is going to generally know how this team will play.
Yeah.
Or will at least have an expectation as to the play style they'll bring to the table in a lot of these maps, and that's going to make it a lot easier for EG to counter-strat, which is a very big part of winning in this game.
And plus, taking a look at the roster changes for both sides, it's easier for EG because you're on a much more established roster where they already have their identity set. Mm-hmm. They have top-notch strategies in place. So bringing in a young gun like Mo Digga is easier than Disrupt Gaming, who's trying to find themselves team change after team change. I believe it was you or Stokes that called them like the farm league of CL, where it's like they keep getting all of this top-notch talent snatched away from them, but they still find themselves in contention with some of the best of the best.
Yep, absolutely. We can see a little fact here. Disrupt last faced off against EG, at DreamHack Austin.
That's
2018. That was like the first event where I like interacted with the Siege community. Fun fact. That was where, that was where like
Austin?
Yeah, because I was there for a Counter-Strike event, and that was where I first talked to like Parker and stuff about like maybe doing like Siege stuff. So
it was meant to be.
So that was interesting. Anyway, that's a little bit irrelevant, but just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
So the rosters were very different back then. Disrupt, I think, had a completely different team at that point, if I can even remember back that far. EG would have been relatively similar, with I would imagine maybe like somewhere like 2 to 3 players being different. So that's ancient history as far as I'm concerned. That's not even really.
Doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even really relevant to this much. EG has also not won an Aviator/Games attack in their last 5 Villa games.
Really?
Yeah. I noticed this because I got to cast the Pro League match when I was filling in for Parker a couple weeks ago. And it was really weird how they couldn't win attacks on that site for some reason.
It's that one site.
Yeah.
That's a very common site as well.
It's usually, well, the thing is, like, defense normally wins that site, right? But it's a little bit more even split some of the time when you get these, like, close contention matches. But, yeah, at the end of the day, EG just couldn't win an attack round on that, despite it being attempted, like, multiple times. So they're going to have to watch out for that, and that's something that I imagine they will have focused on for this matchup.
Maybe the post-Canadian roster of EG can be great here. Who knows? This could be a new beginning for them. But also, for those of you that are just tuning in, there's so much on the line because the winner of this best of 3 qualifies for LAN as the 5th team here in USN. We still have teams like Luminosity, Dark Zero, TSM that still has not qualified for LAN. So this is anyone's game, so to say.
Yep, and Dark Zero, of course, is still in contention to qualify for Stage 3, as they'll be playing in our match on Thursday. It says they're in the other conference, so they'll be trying to qualify on the eastern side of things. If they don't manage to make it, though, and their opponents take them down in that match, they will have to try again with teams like LG and TSM, who are now out of the running for Stage 3, as their only way to qualify for LAN will now be the wild card, which is just a single bracket that's going to be played out next week.
Yes, and by the way, we're waiting for the lobby to get filled up before we start the game. But this is going to be an interesting matchup because this is a USN rematch. USN Finals 2018, Evil Geniuses went against Yeti and his team under a different banner. And Yeti's team actually almost upset Evil Geniuses. Gotcha was a coach in place of Geo, though. But this is Yeti's game to just. I feel like he should have a chip on his shoulder heading into this matchup. You know, being so close to knocking out one of the best teams in the game, and then now you're looking for a spot to go to LAN. Yeti deserves the best, along with the rest of the players on this team. Phenomenal org, fantastic players. Disrupt Gaming, the underdog team, they still have potential for the upset. So, ladies and gentlemen, map number 1 of the day, Evil Geniuses versus Disrupt Gaming. Best of 3, winner goes to LAN, and it is as simple as that. Let's see what the first set of bands are going to be.
Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be our only match for the day as well today. So this is all one you guys are going to get. Make sure you sit down and enjoy the matchup. We've got our first ban coming up now. It's from Disrupt as they're starting on defense here, so they will get the first ban on the attacker's side. And they're going to knock out Jackal following recent meta trends. This aligns pretty well. Jackal's been a very strong operator in the meta. Pretty much infinitely counters out roaming presence, or it makes it very difficult for roaming presence to find impact. So they want to get rid of him.
Can't wait for the new Jackal to come and play. It's going to be exciting to see how he's utilized. But Nomad is going to be banned. Okay, so Nomad is actually a really good ban for this map. We've seen her in play, especially when she was first available for competitive play on Villa. Those air jabs, there's so many nooks and crannies you can hide them to where defenders can't get rid of it unless they waste a really important part of utility. So with a map like Villa where there's a lot of rotations and flanks, get her out of here. You do not want her to disrupt any type of playmaking ability. Maestro being banned as well, a given.
It's not the most common map for Nomad to be banned out on, to be fair. She's normally banned out on maps like Coastline. She's banned out pretty universally just because that map's like just a giant donut, and it's very easy for her to cut off all rotations.
Yeah.
Border has kind of that donut syndrome as well to a small degree, so she's banned out pretty often there. Mozzie's going to be the interesting ban, though, coming out at the end, which will actually leave Mira in play for this one. Not a massive deal to leave Mira in play on Villa, as her versatility as an operator on the sites is somewhat more hit or miss on this map, but... yeah, Mozzie, as we've seen, has continued to be more and more important to a lot of defending teams, so he's actually going to get knocked out here.
Who banned Mozzie?
That should have been Disrupt, I believe.
Okay. That's going to be a good question for an interview when we get to that point. But yeah, Mira's going to be in play. And Yeti, already, he's going to be 6-picking Mira for Kaid. Okay, that's pretty big. So we're going to Trophy and Statuary Room. Yeah, so teasing Mira, we saw what the lineup was for EG to go ahead and try to counter that. But the switch over to Kaid, I mean, pretty solid.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
bombs. This is it. Disrupt Gaming. Are they going to be the upset kings? That's going to be the funniest part about this. And take a look at the lineup that they're going to bring. Echo, obviously, is going to be brought in. With Maestro being banned, it's a given. IQ is going to be on the board with Modiga to try to counter those yokai drones. But the key here is to make sure that you save those yokai drones for late game situations. You guys saw it on the left bottom side of the stream. Shout out to Marcy for observing. But yeah, we're going to have Ella, Smoke, Kaid, and also Jaeger. Pretty solid lineup for Disrupt.
Still a little bit of emphasis being put on the defense into Aviation and Game so that they can kind of posture for presence upstairs a little bit earlier on into the round. Not a huge amount of reinforcements that's really required for the actual site. If you get most, you need like 2 to 4, which is only going to use up 2 of your operators' totals. So they're able to be a little bit more liberal with putting reinforcements on other parts of the map to support roaming presence, which is exactly what they've done over there at Games.
So the question is Disrupt Gaming going to have a lot of aggression with roamers to keep EG at bay, or are they going to play a heavy strategy near the site? But already we see the outlines. You're right, there's a few people near steady, and that's going to be pretty good for EG. You have Shields in play, and Thumbus is Jaeger. Let's see if he can get a pick or two. The Ash is going to be already in the building, and that's NVK. NVK has been lights out recently. Last time we saw him on USN, the man was on killing spree after killing spree, unstoppable. And if Disrupt Gaming can stop him from unleashing fury all over him, that would be a great start.
The yokai drone that's flying around there that was heard by the Ash downstairs in NVK. I think it was above, however. He's going to try to pop a hole in the floor, hoping that someone is nearby. But as you can see from silhouettes, there won't be much for him to catch. It will only serve to give him a little bit more vision and allow for his teammate to have better ability to push in from the window or pellet he's currently on.
Yeah, so peeking in towards Astronomy, he's not going to connect. But NVK can be on the flank. I don't think he actually knows that there's a player in front of him, and Reed might hear him. You see him aiming down with the SMG-11, and yes, the drone from Geo is going to call him out. So it's going to be up to see if NVK can make that push with Geo. They can sandwich him. But it doesn't seem to be the focus at the moment. Pretty odd. But NVK still looking for roamers. There's a minute and 30 seconds left as Reed comes up and gets the freebie on Geo. That could have been avoided if NVK came on that flank a little bit earlier.
NVK can still try and find the trade. He's actually going to try to pick off a Yokai drone, but he misses it, so gets hit by that. Reed's going to be able to now dip in for a double kill here. He's being held back for a second as we do end up seeing the breaching charge come out from the Ash. That's the second and final one that NVK will be able to use on this round. Still in a 5v4 though. Evil Geniuses are struggling quite heavily to get up to the site though. As you can see, they're still dealing with roaming presence in basement right now, as that's Spades. Still having presence. Young is going to be able to find the first pickup for his team though, as he catches Reed falling back further into Astronomy.
And to have your objective player come off the bat, getting quality frags like that, pretty solid. So no more Toxic Babes are going to be in play, but Ella's mind, you see him adding some concussion effects. That's a big plus. But even though there's less than a minute left, there's not a lot of action, despite Yeti dropping Netcroc, so confirming that kill was a big push. But Young going into Astronomy, he's going to get peppered with a few shots, but still challenging. Yeti is going to get the second kill, and Thumbus is going to join him. Disrupt Gaming, they're going to take the first round.
Great roaming presence and a setup that unfortunately was never really torn apart by EG. Took them a little bit too long to get into position. I didn't even really get to see how much the posturing from Disrupt over towards the other site, Astronomy, or excuse me, not Astronomy, Games, along with the aviation room. I didn't really get to see how much the roaming presence there was able to fend off Evil Geniuses, but it seemed like it forced them into an Astronomy take, which they couldn't pull that off either due to NVK not being able to push up the stairs appropriately and Reed just having good control of that. So limited angles to work with allowed Disrupt to tear that apart piece by piece and pick up a very efficient first round.
Okay, so Kite's going to be 6-pick for the castle. Pretty interesting 6 picks. But yeah, as you were saying, NVK and Geo, they could have had a quality pinch on a player on Astronomy stairs. The fact that NVK didn't push that was kind of confusing for the fact that the intel was there, the drone placement was great, and the guy pretty much had nowhere to go. He was just on the stairwell. NVK, as Ash, could have won an outright up-close gunfight. But he chose to go down a cellar instead, which allowed more freedom for Disrupt Gaming and their roamers to run free and pick up kills. But thanks to Yeti, who's going to be on mute this time, let's see if he can pick up a few more quality frags. We're going to have traps in play with Spades. Legion and his Goom Eyes can be as annoying as ever, and hopefully that can slow down any type of aggressive pushes that Evil Geniuses are looking to throw at him. And plus, Legion against EG would actually be quality because you have a lot of solo roamers that are pretty sneaky, pretty stealthy like Geo. Stop him and know exactly where he's coming from with the audio cues and the visual cues whenever he steps on the mine. Big plus.
Well, we are going to be downstairs for our second site. This site has continued to become more and more popular in recent weeks for Villa play. And in this specific case, Disrupt may be keeping the aviation game site in their back pocket since they know EG hasn't been that good at attacking it recently. So saving that for the third point on their kind of site triangle if this site, the second site, doesn't end up going too well for them. EG are prioritizing an upstairs take to start, however, as they've already moved NVK in through Study over towards Aviator and are working on getting access to Master Bedroom as well. As you can see the buck there in the distance from NVK's perspective.
Oh, and NVK is further danger if he goes down those stairs. The drone play wasn't thorough, so he has no idea that they're probably down there. There are a lot of individual single push. Take a look at Geo and take a look at NVK for one. So if they happen to fall off early, the refrag potential is going to be pretty much nothing. And NVK is going to walk through the soft destruction. He's going to get tagged from underneath, but still, he's going to be alive. Still able to put in a lot of damage if he lands a few more shots. There's roamers underneath him, and he's pretty much surrounded. So the question is, what's going to be the plan from this point on? Being above with Ash, he's looking to add in some type of verticality with his aggression, but it hasn't paid off. It's backfired so far.
NVK going to take a little bit more heat from that second breaching charge there as he goes just under 25 HP now. And unfortunately, he's not going to get anything for that either. That cross beam just below him obstructed his vision to be able to actually spot anyone here. A lot more territory being opened up, and still a pretty decent amount of time left for EG at this point in the round. 1 minute and 20 seconds, all this control. Unfortunately, Disrupt was not able to position roamers appropriately this time to actually stop that upstairs presence from being established. Bottega as well, running downstairs, counters out the bullet hole from Thumbus and just sprays into it prematurely to take him out and give EG the opening 5v4 advantage.
Keep in mind with NVK's health currently, and also be cognizant of the fact that we still have these castle barricades out there. If NVK goes down and he does not utilize those breaching charges to get rid of those castle barricades, you gotta remember, EG, they're gonna have to work really hard in order to get those down. But also Thermite can be the last line with his exothermic charges to get those out the way as well. But Spades, he's gonna even the odds. NVK is gonna fall, so Yeah, Young is going to have to stay alive for this late game push.
EG trying to be careful with this. Kukir is still hanging out towards Mudroom in a bit of an exposed position. The rest of EG trying to work their way back in, but as you can see, smoke gas grenades are blocking off the entryway at this point and not making it easy to move in. He still has 2 of those eggs ready to go as well. Throws another one down onto the ground. A little bit of trouble taking out that drone, so it will stay alive in the back corner. A chucked impact there is going to do a little bit of damage, but also denies an easy second kill attempt here. He's still able to come back and get that second kill later, but EG are trading it anyway. Necrox and Modiga with some pickups, but it's all going to be brought down to a 1v1 at the end of the day. Carnage is down, gets confirmed by Necrox, and now he'll have to try and get the plant onto the ground. 0 seconds left. He goes for it. Yeti's going to wrap back in, though, and should have the confirm. No! The plant's actually going to go down. He completely misses Necrox and allows him to get to a corner into a post plant. C4, though, will do the damage needed to knock out Necrox and give Disrupt the round.
Yeti with the big play. Took his time, threw out the Nitro cell, and secured the round for his team. Disrupt Gaming. I don't want to jinx him right now, but they're looking solid. They're looking extremely solid. Also, Carnage, one of the latest pickups for this roster, you're amazing. Carnage holding it down with smoke was pretty important. The fact that he was able to get that first kill and then also put in a lot of added pressure with, a lot of gunfire towards EG. That slowed them down big time. Yeah, EG almost clutched it out, but Disrupt Gaming, they're not looking to drop anything now. They've come too far to drop anything at this rate. But now we're going to see Mirror in play. No 6-pick. It's going to be used, so it's going to be fun to see the setup. And we're going to Aviator. No, don't 6-pick it. Okay.
It's actually useful here.
Pick Mirror, like, she's really good here.
Problem is, though, it can get turned against you pretty easily, is the problem with Mirror on this site. If the attackers know what they're doing, and we would assume EG do.
Yeah, they come from underneath and open up those windows. There's a lot of counters to it, but still, you're going to have to work your way in, and it takes a lot of time in order to do that.
It's not even necessarily from, like, underneath either. If you just get, like, the top red stairs control, normally you can just find a pretty easy angle to take out one of the mirrors, and then that creates a bit of a two-way for the attackers.
Yeah.
So a lot of times defenders, I think, don't want to take a risk on that being opened up and just kind of pass on the mirror.
I really like Spades being on Vigil, though, even though I made fun of him for not picking Mirror. Spades, in the qualifying games in order to get here on Disrupt, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty good, especially as a roamer. So him running around with Vigil, RIP Bozzy ACOG, something that we definitely need in this game. I still expect him to put on a lot of work. Him and Jaeger, who's going to be thumbless as well. Yeti and Carnage are going to be your main anchors. Smoke and Echo. It's all you're really going to need if you're going to hold down this site. Take a look at where Carnage is coming from currently. Get back to site, man.
He's got a bit of a run. He's just trying to hold a little bit of extra presence in the early round. It does seem as though EG, at least the 3 players we can see right now, are still focusing on your standard sort of office take, working their way in through study, excuse me, not office. They'll try to push that pretty soon. Disrupt, though, as you just saw there from their outlets, have quite a bit of roaming presence here. It does seem that Modiga's read into one of them. Can't find the angle to pick up the kill right now, though, so it is going to be a bit of a standoff for the time being.
The one thing about EG so far this attack, yes, their drone play has been pretty solid, but it hasn't been thorough. So they've missed a lot of roamers, a lot of setups, especially when they pushed in the site the last time and Carnage was able to shut them down. It seems like, yeah, they do the bare minimum when it comes to droning, and they don't finish the job. So as long as they get more intel this time around, I can see them picking up a round or 2, but it has to start now. Disrupt Gaming is starting to pick up some momentum. They're starting to get some confidence and swag. And speaking of confidence and swag, Thumbus, Styles on Mode, getting a quality kill. Make that 2 straight for Disrupt Gaming as Spades joins the party. So no more Ash and no more IQ. Solid plays from Disrupt.
3 players remaining for EG, and they are very split up, as you can see. Not any real control on the map right now either. Young is still on the outside of study. Geo is going to try to move up red stairs and come up with an alternate angle, but he's got his own problems over towards 90, and there's a soft barricade blocking the door to the site, so we can't even give good sight intel to his teammate, who's going to have to try and open. Oh, that's a great nade. Should confirm a kill. It's looking like Geo's going to be able to find the frag on Carnage, and in the meantime, the nade damage was dodged a little bit there by Spades, so he is going to stay alive, if only temporarily.
Geo splits the defense like Michael Jordan with that frag grenade, and that allowed him to pick that frag. So only down 1 player against Disrupt Gaming and a minute left. They have the time despite dropping 2 players extremely fast to Disrupt Gaming. But Reed, if he's able to read the situation right with the ping coming through, he's able to get a kill. Yes, Yeti's going to join him, and Reed tops him on top of that. Young is going to be a confirmed kill for Disrupt Gaming, and it's going to be all up to Necrox. But still, 45 seconds. Necrox, one of the most patient players on this team. He knows how to take his time and read the situation. with a slight rotation going down to 90s, checking main stairs. And he could possibly pick up another kill. Yeah, he's going to get peeked, and Thumbus makes the wrong play. Now, it's going to be a 1v2. This is winnable.
He's going to try to work his way forward here. Diffuser is in a peculiar spot. This is where he'll have to be the most careful. This is where EG would have set up to try and kill him the best. They've missed that opportunity, though. He successfully retrieved the Diffuser. Now we'll try to wrap in, but ultimately the crossfire is too strong for him. The battle pass and Spades finishes off the round for Disrupt. That's now a 3-0 lead to the underdog in this series.
And I've called it the last round. The scariest thing about EG's attack on this map, they have a lot of space between each other. Usually when we see teams attack like a TSM or Dark Zero, they're pushing in pairs, they're pushing in trios. EG, once a player dies, there's no refrag capability because, you know, once NVK dies, Geo's so far away, and it's all pretty much up to individual plays. But it's worked for them in the past, just not on this map, and definitely not on this site. But Clash came into play. This team loves the 6 picks.
I mean, the reason that Cade, right, that reflex site TCSG was doing work last round.
Yeah.
Picked up, I think he got 3 kills in the last round, so great stuff from Reed there.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
Finding his
defused by
groove with that
attackers.
shotgun. Players complain about that thing all the time, and just that it's so hard to find consistency with. It's either a confetti cannon or a sniper rifle. You just never know which one it's going to be.
Yeah. All right, so up 3-0 right now. Disrupt Gaming looking pretty solid, and taking a look at the stats.
Yeti's actually 5-0.
Yeti hasn't died yet.
Yeah.
Yeti has not died yet. And fantastic play coming in from the rest of the players on this roster, like Carnage and also Spades. Pretty solid. I love how they set up crossfires in Aviator. So whenever players came in, the 2 players, Yeti was able to get the kill right across from Spades, and then Spades was able to pick up yet another kill instead due to the soft destruction. So playing as a team, playing as a unit.
And it's looking like Disrupt are going to bring out the same exact thing they did the first time they played this site. Thumbus is just going to be holding the 90 and Aviator games angles with those walls getting reinforced. EG, if they run into the same problems, they won't be able to push that again. And they'll end up kind of getting funneled into that push towards Astronomy and Master, which, as we saw, they were never really able to get full access to the last time this was attempted. So I'm curious to see how EG are going to try and change this up. It is looking like they once again are trying to get access to Study from Modiga's initial push, but he's canceled that now. So let's see where else they're going to be trying to push in from here.
One of the biggest blows for EG was also the fact that they lost Modiga so early. But stepping into Steady, NVK is going to deal with a little bit of concussion right now. So backing up and regaining his line of sight. He's going to try to make this attack again. Once again, he's solo. I heard Repel, so he might have some support coming in from Modiga, and this would be a proper play at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to focus a lot more on this time, it seems, whereas before NVK kind of went in lurking downstairs nearly, and trying to push for that back Astronomy stairs. Unfortunately, was never really able to find a good angle, because you had the flank that was set up there from Disrupt's players. So you're going to see them pushing a little bit more seriously this time. They'll pop open the Study wall leading into games, start to take better access. 90 is going to be the next objective for these guys here.
Not the best LMI coming in.
No, I called in the corner there a little bit, I think.
Like, all right, there goes the Fury kills. 1 for each team. Evil Geniuses, they're going to take out Ella, and Disrupt, they're going to shut down Necrox. 2 quality kills, and coming into Vault, NVK is going to drop Thumbus. Like a bad habit, 4v3, and a lot of time currently left. See a player currently creeping up towards Aviator. Yeah, the Yokai drone, I was wondering what he was planning to do, but coming in from Master Bedroom, Geo is going to get the best of Yeti as well.
First time that EG's really had this much control over a round, so we'll see if they're finally going to be able to translate this, but we're not done just yet. Still into a 2v4. And it's the anchors from Disrupt that are now the last ones alive. Reed is going to be found out here, and he'll have to fall back further into Astronomy. But with the window open, he can't really stay here safely for long, as he can always assume someone's on Repel. Young going for the plant in the meantime. Modiga's able to take out Carnage. Everything falls to Reed. He'll find the planter, but it's a little bit too late at this point, and NVK will trade him out a second later, giving the round over to Evil Geniuses, and finally putting them on the board on round number 4.
That was a pretty solid attack coming in from EG. This time around, they came in as a unit and pretty much dominated Disrupt Gaming. They didn't drop any players early off of any type of roam presence from Disrupt Gaming. That's a great start from them. Currently down 1-3. Still going to have to work their way up. But Disrupt Gaming, I'm not going to count them out yet to say EG is going to, undoubtedly make a comeback. Because, I mean, they've looked like the better team so far. We're going back down to the first floor. We're going to have dining room and kitchen. Thumbus is going to be on visual. We're going to have some more traps with Spades as Legion. And, yeah, last time they played the site, they did pretty damn well.
pretty much the same operator lineup from the last time they
Attackers
played
need
this
to
as well.
locate
Definitely a
and
good amount of
defuse
roaming
as many
presence going to be brought
bombs
in. A lot of fragging power to the table, and then of course the castle back into it as well, just trying to block off a few more of the angles here.
Yeah, definitely going to be the same lineup.
In no time, EG finally looking solid with their attack. Let's see if that'll be the case on multiple sites. It's still dangerous if they allow. I mean, he still looks like Disrupt getting 3 rounds. Okay, that's one thing. This is still a pretty defender-sided map right now, so you kind of expect them to shoot ahead here. But if they start getting past 3 rounds and they end up in a 4-2 or, you know, a 5-1 situation potentially, that's where it starts to get a little bit more dodgy for EG, at least when it comes to this map.
All right, so EG, let's see if you can mount this comeback before we get into halftime. 2 more rounds until we get to that point. If they can tie things up, beautiful. It's going to be beautiful for them, but if they can't, that swing is going to be pretty upsetting because even though we always talk about, okay, yes, maps are defender-sided, we have the discussion every single time. There are moments where we see Villa get played out and the attacking team just dominates the defense.
And keep in mind, though, guys, the very important thing is you can tell from our UI there at the top, we have 2 notches here today. It means it's a best of 3. Now, this is the only time in USN, besides the LAN, of course, where we'll extend our format into a best of 3, as every other match has been played in a best of 1 up until this point. So this is finally the first and really only time during the regular season that teams will get that second chance.
All right, so quiet on all fronts, and since it's a bit quiet right now, I think it was Camille in the chat that set the command to where if you put exclamation point casters, you see Gucci shoes blue. I love it.
That's funny.
Are you bringing the shoes to Vegas?
I mean, yeah, I live in Vegas.
Okay.
So.
Bring the gamer shoes.
I gotta bring them in the Uber. It's like that's all I gotta do, or the Lyft or whatever.
All right, so underneath 2 minutes now, EG find their way, and yeah, there's gonna be a gunfight, and with a strong peek, Space is gonna have the balls to shut down NVK. That was risky, but it paid off extremely well. And beating Ash in a gunfight from mid-range like that, man, get that man a high five.
Bodega looking for the trade here, but it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to find. He has no idea if he's going to stick around in that angle and look for a repeat, or if he's long gone, retreating with fall back with the rest of his team. Either way, time's going to continue to tick down. 1.5 minutes remaining here for EG. And while they've gotten plenty of upstairs control, they were able to get the same thing the last time this site was defended by Disrupt. They weren't able to translate it into a win. So we have to see now how they start to push this into an actual attack, which became their problem on the last attempt.
Oh no, yeah, just timing was everything right there. Modigga would have found himself in the engagement. This is pretty much like deja vu from what we saw last time. Around the same amount of time left in the round, we saw NBK fall first next to Young. But right now, Modigga is going to add in some versatility, some verticality from upstairs to breaching round. But Carnage is going to get the headshot on Young. So great start for Disrupt Gaming, dropping 2 players again. And those are going to be the same 2 players that fell last time they played the site.
A little bit of panic from Necrox there as he hears some windows get opened up. Trying to figure out exactly where that's coming from, so he'll just stay stable for a second here. Too much to worry about, thankfully, though. No one ends up successfully pushing him. 30 seconds remaining, though, so the pressure is on for EG. They need to make a move, and they need to make it now, and that is unfortunately not the move to make. Carnage is able to knock out G on a repeat. The last time that was successful for him. Necrox, though, able to trade it and nearly turns it into a second as well as he gets some good damage down, I believe, onto Carnage, bringing him right around 50 HP. Unfortunately, though, Necrox has to fall outside again, so the pressure falls to Modigga to make a push, but he can't find the right angle. Necrox will pick up a kill, but Carnage is able to knock down Modigga. 5 seconds left. Necrox gets yet another kill. He'd have to make this an ace in order to win the round, but it's not going to happen. Yeti shuts him out, and Disrupt now take a 4-1 lead over EG heading into the final round of the half. Such
a solid game from Carnage, and you see him and Yeti still putting in a lot of work. I believe I said breaching charge when Modigga was up top. I mean breaching round. I meant a breaching charge. I apologize about that. But Disrupt Gaming, up 4-1. Up 4-1. Stay humble, don't jinx it, and continue to play your hearts out because this can be a pretty solid upset story for Disrupt Gaming. And if they win this, they go to LAN. So, reminder, like we've said a few times already, best with 3. So, there's more than just Villa to play. But going back to Aviator and Games Room, EG hasn't won a round on this site the last 5 times they played on Villa. Can they break the curse?
This would be the test, right?
This would be a good way to end a half. If they win this round before a half,
attackers need to locate and defuse as
that can give them a bit of momentum. Because they're going in here understanding that, you know what, this is probably one of our worst sites. So I feel like EG definitely needs that heat check. They need that momentum on their end.
Well, let's Let's see if they're going to be able to piece things together, or if this is going to end up being a very one-sided half for Disrupt. Mind you, it's not impossible for EG to come back if we end up in a 5-1 situation. It's just very, very difficult. Only 2 rounds will be needed by Disrupt on their attacking side in order to close out the match. EG will have to, at minimum, try to play, I think, for the tie at that point. But let's worry about this round now, as EG once again will attempt to win out an Aviation Games round, which they have failed to do. I think it was in their last 5 matches on this map.
All right, take a look at the lineup. It's going to be the same story on both ends. Steady take and getting control of 90, possibly main stairs, is going to be the name of the game. 3 people working their way towards balcony as Geo is going to sweep the perimeter for any type of calls from Kite or whatnot. We see a roamer downstairs, so that could be a point of contention if he steps foot in the wrong room.
MVK once again also roaming for his entry point here. Just going to pop up in the windows for the time being, not actually directly peeking into it just yet. I don't think they've been able to do the appropriate drone. Oh, okay, never mind the half. I was going to say. I don't think they've done the drone work to be able to peek into the study itself yet, but then MVK just walks right in, so I guess they did do that.
All right, Kai utilizing that claw once more to stop any type of hard breaching coming in from 90. But MVK, we've seen a lot of aggressive play coming in from him, and having a partner like Modigga behind him, that's a pretty scary 1-2 punch. So, with the drone leading the way, they still have to take care of the players that are underneath, because that flank can turn the tides over to Disrupt Gaming. It's going to be all about timely pushes at this point, but the exothermic charge is going to be in play, and I think it was countered. Yeah, I believe it was countered. Impact trick. Weren't able to see it, but I'm pretty sure they got it.
No, I'm pretty sure they got it as well. So no hole's going to be opened up yet here for EG to push into the site with. We do have a couple of confirmed pings coming in as they're trying to posture up some better positioning. They're going to try to open up the wall in 90, in fact. Yeti can pop the smoke off. Oh, he's going to get way too aggressive, though, as the smoke does not spread out in the way he wanted it to. Modigga catches it, takes him down. That should be a wall getting opened into the site for a little bit more presence to play off of. Necrox, though, with a bad angle, ends up nearly losing himself there as he tries to take one. NVK will strike true, though, finding spades and bringing this down to a 5v3. The curse looking like it may finally be broken. Disrupt trying their best to get aggressive, but it's been read like a book by EG. This is not working anymore for Disrupt. First plant attempt does get interrupted by a yokai drone. That drone is now dead.
Oh.
Thumbus. Oh no, he's gonna
make the play, Thumbus!
Thumbus.
Turn! Oh no, Thumbus choked it! NVK drops, but Thumbus had no idea where the objective player was. So now, the objective has been planted, and it's all up to Carnage's Echo in 1v5. Thumbus could have stopped that entire plant.
Oh,
but Carnage is going to get a nice headshot on the upside-down Geo.
Problem is, though, is he loses pretty much the large majority of his remaining HP from doing that. There are quite a few players. You can see on YouTube, we got 3 blinking red players, but yeah, with him not having any post-plan intel, it's going to be very easy for EG to set up, take him down, finally win a round on this site for attack, importantly, after like 5 or 6 games, we were saying from the stats earlier, and most importantly, make this game a little bit more palatable as they now jump onto the defense with a 4-2 scoreline.
Combo breaker. Thumbus, man. Thumbus had the play in his hands. And pretty sure the call-out was there because the yokai drone stopped the plant twice. And while the yokai drone was recharging its shot to try to disrupt the objective player again, Thumbus walked in, and I'm pretty sure the call-out was made, but Thumbus was peeking in all the wrong areas before he was shut down. But swaps have changed. Halftime is here. Disrupt Gaming 3 rounds away from shutting down this first map. But that's if they can stop any type of onslaught coming in from EG.
That Legion 6 pick there. A lot of thought went into that one. We are going to move into the round now, and we'll stay on the same site as we've switched sides. So, as you might guess, the site locks have now been reset. EG, of course, is on defense, and they'll start out in Aviation Games. You can expect them to run the gauntlet as normal. Starting out here, probably going over towards Trophy Statuary after, although the way the meta's been going recently, it wouldn't be too crazy if they went down to dining room, or excuse me, kitchen first. We'll see how EG want to play this to get into their defensive side. They need to run pretty much a perfect half here, or a pretty close to flawless one if they want to come back swiftly.
Disrupt Gaming, pretty much the same lineup that EG had when they were on attack. The only difference is that Carnage is going to be on Bana instead of Thermite. Also, EG, seeing Geo on Echo, it's pretty fun because of the fact that we know EG has such great situational and map awareness. So him staying alive and making the most of his utility and his fragging capability is going to end well for EG. But that yokai drone being placed in that spot, you're going to have to be aware for any type of IQ presence and steady to shoot that down. I didn't even know there was birds on the map.
I didn't know that either, yeah.
All right.
So we've got EG once again primed up and on the site. A little bit of presence, but for the most part, it's looking like they are sticking with control of the site itself and just a little bit of an extension over towards the trophy stash room side of the map. So not a whole lot of presence in the setup towards main stairs and trying to counter out the actual office push here that we're going to, or study push that we're going to see here in a couple of seconds. That is pretty much clear for the taking. So Disrupt's early round is going to be pretty easy. They should be able to just walk right in for the most part.
We'll see, but still, it's too early to tell. As Yeti still trying to sweep the site and try to get rid of these claws. Yes, he's able to connect finally. It's so annoying because of bars that are underneath.
Yeah.
But Yeti playing solo currently, doing his job and getting rid of an ADS as well. Pretty solid start from him. That's a great way to start the game.
It'd be cool if they let IQ like see the bars so that she could avoid that a lot more easily.
Yeah, true.
Because like she's already gonna like be able to just like kind of guess where it is and move around, so I feel like that could be a way to make her a little bit more easy to work with.
Or just tell the pro players to remember the way the bars are set up. Add some IQ.
On to bring a stud finder.
So Habana's X Kairos is going to be effective. And in this peak war, they're not going to see each other from that long angle. But Carnage is primed and ready to make this play. He's looking at the shield. Oh. And with the time they attack, the shield goes down immediately. And the player was able to escape. So he saves his life.
It's a nice setup. Just didn't work out the way they would have hoped. Spades, though, gets a breaching charge kill on Young out of the blue right there. Taking out the Kite with about a minute left to go here. Disrupt now with a wall open as well are going to have the room they need to start pushing into the actual site. 55 seconds remaining. And Disrupt going to take pause for a second. 55 seconds may not seem like a lot of time, but in Siege it actually is quite a bit. Remember, you don't have to finish the plant by the 0 time marker. You just have to start it. Yeti finds another kill as they try to push out against him into 90, and Thumbus on Repel catches the player that was attempting to go for the trade as Modiga is taken out. Great setups right now from Disrupt. With those 2 kills, they'll be able to walk right into the site. An easy plant as the gas grenade is not going to be able to stop them. The Wrap, however, is going to be able to find some progress for EG to get them back into this round. Necrox, NVK, and one other player pick up 3 kills in a row and bring this game back down onto even terms. Necrox and NVK pick up the last 2 kills out of absolutely nowhere, and somehow they win that round.
How?
I have no clue. They were 2v4 on that one, I think.
That looked like a perfect round.
I think that was almost
Disrupt Gaming.
I think that was 2v5.
That was a 2v5.
Yeah. That's insane. I have no clue how I got back into that.
Where did they even come from? Everything happened so fast, and I was waiting to say, you know, Disrupt Gaming, they're looking absolutely perfect. You know, their plan of execution and attack, especially coming into steady and utilizing teamwork to knock the shield down, pick up those kills, solid. The breaching round kill coming in from Ash, everything was going according to plan, but they didn't account for NVK, and it was Geo, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. That was rough. That was a rough one. Going to dining room and kitchen, Evil Geniuses are looking to tie things up. That loss right there might turn the swing of things.
That's the swing right there, I think. This is where Disrupt have to wake up real quick. Otherwise, I think EG's going to start taking control of this matchup from this point forward. Only 1 round away from being able to tie it up. They are going to attempt to do the tie point on the not basement, but the first floor site. They'll go into the kitchen here, see if they can find some better work. Necrox, by the way, having a fantastic game right now. 12 frags at only the 8th round of the match.
Wow.
Some good stuff for him. Only really 7 rounds being played out. So EG finally finding some footing after a little bit of a struggle on that attacking side, dealing with some of those roaming setups. This is a very defender-sided map, though, as we already discussed previously, so not unexpected that we would end up in a scoreline like this, just with EG playing. You'd think they'd be able to overcome that, but it was not the case. Disrupt are holding their own right now, but losing grasp, so they need to quickly find a way back in this.
And the player that we were shadowing not too long ago is going to be MVK on Alibi, and I love the fact that MVK is going through a rebirth moment to where he's his old self, and a lot of spectators and fans are happy to see that. But his Alibi, that primary gun, is going to rip people to shreds from mid to close range. So it's pretty much a guaranteed W for NVK if he ever gets in a face-to-face gunfight. But already, bullets are coming towards his direction, and he's going to have Spades and Yeti hunting him down. Drone work is obviously apparent, as you see a ping currently coming through, and he's going to retreat as fast as possible. Definitely not a fight he wants to get himself into.
He's continuing to push forward here. Does get baited a little bit. I think he saw the player behind it, so
yeah,
I got caught a little bit there, but still ends up getting tagged by the Prisma, so he is going to have to fall back for a second here. Still, ultimately, was able to push in a couple seconds later, as it's not the site of choice for this round, so he's going to be okay to move into that one, and the rest of the team is going to be following over the next few moments.
EG are wasting no time at all. You see already dominance over Aviator. Games room, steady. They're moving in faster than ever. Try to collapse on this site. I believe Master Bedroom, they're not in it currently. There's one player in that general direction. But they're looking to add some type of aggression, starting from Ash and putting down a Claymore. Netcrox is going to catch Yeti slipping. It's going to be a 5v4.
5v4 is what we'll end up in here now. Spades, in the meanwhile, try to spam through a little bit, hoping to get lucky. Not really looking for any destructibles just yet. Going to take him a bit more ammo to knock those panels out. Thumb is accomplishing the same thing, just trying to check the angle down below, as they themselves did do a little bit of that work in the previous half. We're going to see Spades open up a wall leading into the A site there. Try and give his team a little bit more purview to work with, but again, nothing really revealed at this point. So the initial soft destruction to work their way into the site and try to establish a sort of matrix grid for their push is not going to give them a whole lot of intel at this point. They are going to have to move for the actual take here relatively soon.
So now, underneath a minute, Disrupt Gaming. What's the current plan right now? There's a lot of pre-fire, a lot of shooting, but it doesn't seem to be a clear plan to get into the site at the moment. EG, they're holding on extremely strong. The castle barricades are currently going down, and the EMP teaming up with Habana's ex-Kairos. They're going to get this hard breach through, but it's all about frags the moment they step through that. Can they do it? Carnage has showed a lot of great play on defense.
They don't have that castle barricade open yet either, and there's quite a bit of EG set up behind that castle barricade, and almost reliant on it staying alive for them to maintain position here. Thumbus is going to get caught out from below the floorboards by Geo. A very long-range duel and an extended duel at that will go the direction of NVK as EG once again go into full control of this matchup here. Yeti is going to be able to catch NVK on a run out from a Claymore. Necrox will quickly trade that against Carnage, though, leaving only Reed alive. He's also got 5 seconds remaining before he's forced to hold F on the site here. Won't get a chance to do that, though, as he is taken out by Young, and Evil Geniuses find yet another round. That'll be the tie point for them at 4-4.
What do you do? What do you do? The round before that was pretty defeating, and to lose a 2v5 when you guys could be up 5-2 at the time, that was a big blow. And then losing a round like that, where there was just no clear dominance and presence coming from above, even through the soft destruction. Evil Geniuses were sitting in their bunker, pretty much unfazed.
Let's see if we actually get this.
Caviar.
Definitely not. It's going to get 6 picks.
You think?
Yep, and there it goes.
Oh, no. I was hoping for it.
We always do. Come on, NVK. Yeah, pick it back. Pick it back. Un-6 pick it. Do it. Do it.
NVK,
oh,
no!
That's not what we want. Right color, just wrong operator.
Okay. So, tied game now. EG, they're not looking back anymore. Starting to steamroll through Disrupt Gaming in order to tie it, and Netcrox 14-5. And NVK right behind him, 8-5. Man.
Young just quietly picking up a second kill of the round there, or a second kill of the match in that last round.
You know what? That's Young's MO.
Yeah.
He's seriously one of the most quiet players on this roster, along with Netcrox, but they can still pop off at any moment. And once they do, their presence is definitely felt, and we're seeing that from Netcrox right now. He's overwhelming when it comes to Disrupt Gaming at the moment.
Netcrox is proving to be too much to deal with. And the worst part is, too, he's usually going to be, especially on a smoke, right? He's normally going to be the guy that is always alive in the round. He's not that roamer that gets unlucky and finds himself in a bad angle, gets picked within the first 30 seconds. He's the guy that's going to be alive all the 90% of the time in these rounds. So they are not getting rid of him that easily.
So the last time we saw the roam play coming in from EG, NVK was called out rather quickly thanks to drone play coming in from Odiga, and NVK being quite aggressive. But we're going to see a mirror setup. Deja vu once more. They're going to drone him out. Hopefully he's going to retreat, or maybe he can pick up a kill and stall and waste a lot of time from Disrupt as he try to make a push and steady. But Yeti has other plans in mind. Yeah, seems like he's gonna go up main stairs.
I think they're gonna try to. I think they're gonna try to go over here towards like astronomy now.
Yeah.
Maybe try to push in from there. Same thing. A lot of the. Same thing that really EG got forced into doing. Fortune didn't really work for them though, and when they tried to switch it and go for the other push, I think they actually ended up winning that round. A little bit of drone parkour here, just to set their drones up downstairs and make sure the roaming presence from EG doesn't show up later on in the round and stab them in the back. But Spades is going to start his push in through Laundry here too. So a little bit of progress being made. Still plenty of time left though for the folks on Disrupt, so not really pressed for time, and they won't be for another minute or so. So they're going to continue to be very cautious as they clear out the downstairs mainly right now.
All right, quiet on both sides. Minute, 37 seconds left. What's going to be the first play? Is Disrupt Gaming actually going to answer back? Pretty lackluster in the last 2 rounds. Pre-fire coming in from Reed, obviously not going to connect, but he wants to work his way towards astronomy.
We get the master push, I think, pretty soon here from Disrupt. They've got these 2 players lined up at the windows ready to move in at a moment's notice here. It's just got to pull the trigger on this push, and there we go. Starting to move back in. We've already got a... Oh, I just realized they already have one of the walls partially open with a Havana charge as well. That was done really early in the round, so they've actually got quite a bit of positioning set up here already to be able to at least attempt to push. Oh, this should be good for Yeti. Just spam into that, and it's an easy frag against Young. Do not get caught in a peculiar spot while you're on your drone, folks, as that can happen to you. The IQ can see you if you have your phone out. Geo will find a trade, however, and is able to take down Reed, so we go back to a 4v4 with about 40 seconds remaining.
All right, so we finally get some action in play, and Echo is going to be the one that's going to fall for EG. So Young with the Yokai drones, not going to be in effect. But NVK is going to shut down Yeti, and the refrag currently happens. Still, both teams trying to even the odds. Back and forth battle between the two. But Carnage, slowly but surely, yeah, he's gonna get peeked. And Necrox, that was not a fight he wanted to try. So after he gets rid of this barbed wire, he's gonna move into her site. Not a lot of time left for Disrupt Gaming. But still, with 10 seconds, they can get close enough and get this plant down, especially considering the fact that it's currently a 1 versus 2. But if anybody, we're gonna be able to clutch it out.
Oh,
it can be Geo. Wait, can he get the plant down?
Nope.
Oh,
not looking like it. He got. I didn't see where the diffuser was at that point. Something happened with Carnage though that tripped him up. Like he couldn't.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, you could. Like you saw it there for a split second. The wall was a little bit weird, and he wasn't able to walk through it like he normally would have been able to. And I think that kind of sold it down the river there for them. So EG is going to be able to get away with the round, taking it up 5-4 now. Only 2 away from closing out on this map and pushing them into match point position with 1 more map going.
3 rounds in a row. That it shouldn't be here at the moment. Shouldn't be here. You know me. I love upsets. I feel like Disrupt, they're just giving a lot to EG right now. They actually had a lot of time to get in the side and get the plant down, make plays. And considering the fact it was a 1v3, the objective player just, he died. The objective wasn't in reach, and EG were handed pretty much the free win as long as Geo stayed alive.
Protect your bombs from being
so winning this round, put them on match point. And reminder, this isn't Pro League, so we actually do have overtime. And after that, it'll be a best of 3 if Disrupt Gaming can tie it up. The Necrox quad in the last round, still on top with 14 kills. And EG, they're starting to wake up. Starting to look really good now. I love the solo play coming in from Yeti as IQ. But it still wasn't enough for Disrupt. It's like every time they get a really good quality kill, Geo or Necrox answers back.
They're getting closer, that's the thing.
Yeah.
The problem is, the setups from EG are just proving, for the most part, too strong to play with at the moment, or too strong to play against, and now that EG has gotten back on defense, it seems like they're really going into full control of this map right now, and potentially going to try and win this on a flawless half.
Yokai currently in 90. It's going to be really good for gathering a lot of intel. But that's if Yeti doesn't hunt it down, which he's been pretty solid with when it comes to sweeping the entire area. Spades, I believe, is going to be a solo push. Wonder what his plan of attack is going to be, but with some drone play, we'll find out shortly after that.
It's a little bit of posturing right now, and we'll probably move up those main stairs, grouping up with the study push. You can see Thumbus opening up the window in the study now, and the rest of the team, actually, excuse me, that's the 90 window, not the study window. Yeah. So he's going to push in from there. We'll start to see more and more presence get established here. As again, Disrupt just going for the standard kind of choke on the site. They're going to do a little bit of investigating downstairs too to make sure there's no roamers coming from the red stairs spot. And it's looking like it's pretty much all clear. EG playing a pretty straightforward setup right now, except for these 2 players in the basement, which they have used before, if I remember correctly. So this shouldn't be too much of a surprise to Disrupt when they catch them.
Yeah, so the flank and rotation currently in play with NVK and Mo Digga, the duo that's been pretty much phenomenal for EG. With Post being in hand for EG, along with the 2 Yokai drones, a lot of intel. A lot of intel they can utilize for them to make these pushes to be, quality playmakers. We saw NVK on a few of those last time around. But Spades, he's going to have both of them in his sights. Yeah, he read it perfectly well. So what's going to be the execution from this point on? Spades is going to,
kill him, I think.
He's going to try to bully him head on.
Let's see, because they're already looking for him, too.
You know where he is.
Nice find, though, on the first kill. He's going to watch to his left for the second one, though, as he's trying to figure out, but it looks like they just got a ping from the drone, so they have it confirmed. Modiga's going to fall back. He won't take the fight. That's going to be an outright win for Disrupt as they bring this down to a 5v3.
That's exactly what Disrupt needed. Breath of life. Currently up by 2 players. No more pulse, no more smoke. And the fact that smoke died extremely early. Big things for Disrupt Gaming.
It's not even that it's smoke, it's Necrox, too. He's been a huge frag leader for EG here.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty big loss to take early in the round. We were talking about how that shouldn't be happening because he's the smoke specifically. Oh, this push from Reed is perfectly timed. No one reads it from EG. And now everything down to Modiga. What a flick for Modiga, though, to catch the trade on the Reed. But he's still lost alone in the world. Doesn't matter, though. Finds yet another pickup here as he's able to drop the diffuser, but ultimately will still get traded out at the end of the day by Yeti. Finally giving Disrupt an attacking round.
John, honestly, in that 1vx, did you get as nervous as I did?
Yeah. I mean, it was great. Like, after I've had crazy turnarounds in a few of these rounds here.
Modiga tried to make magic happen, but unfortunately he fell short. And Disrupt, they're going to pick up a win, finally, tying things up. Neck and neck with EG at the moment. Doing pretty well on attack. So, we can go down to dining room and kitchen. Thatcher and play along with IQ, Bana, Ash, Zofia. It's pretty much what we've been seeing from Disrupt Gaming. But on the other end, Necrox is smoke again. They're going to need him for this late game push.
Yeah, not really much of a reason why we would see Necrox get swapped off the smoke at this point. Of course, the castle is going to be brought back in this time, but for the other team, of course, and Geo is going to be picking onto it from a 6-pick away from an Echo. So the Yokais, for the most part, have been getting scouted out just because of the prevalence of IQ in this matchup. So not really going to need him despite the fact that he was left unbanned. The IQ dealing with those Yokais pretty much universally at this point. We've only seen the Yokais trip players up once or twice and hasn't even really been on the objective. It's mainly just been on a couple random duels.
The one thing that I really love about Disrupt Gaming, especially on that attack last round, usually when we see teams that are up in numbers, they play it really safe and slow to make sure that those numbers, they're able to hold on to that advantage heading into late game scenarios. But Disrupt Gaming, the moment they drop 2 players, that aggression towards bar is exactly what they needed. They love being aggressive when they know that they're up, and it's worked out for them so far, despite the clutch that EG had against them in that 2v5. I mean, Disrupt, they've been doing pretty well. But EG is going to be on, Geo is going to be on Castle. And let's see if those barricades can slow down any type of attack that Disrupt are going to throw at him.
You get a little nervous of a run out there. He's going to do some crazy aiming, but will be able to work his way up into position relatively soon. Rest of the team doing the same thing, so you can expect a second floor clear out here, again, to deal with the roaming presence. And as soon as Disrupt have taken care of that, then they'll swing downstairs and go for the side. Same way that EG were handling their own attacking side here. Obviously, we're very early in the round, though, so we're not going to expect Disrupt to try and make any crazy moves just yet, but they are starting to get ready to push in towards the walk-in, which would include them to get control over Master, bathroom, and bedroom pretty shortly after that, too.
Disrupt. Can you cause the upset map number 1? If they winning map number 1 is going to be so important for them. I believe if they win map number 1, they're going to have a really solid chance at trying to win the series. But if EG wins this map, just how defeating it can be, despite them coming back against Disrupt Gaming, I feel like that would be such a big blow, and that would help propel them over Disrupt in order to qualify for LAN. But breaching charge is currently in play, and Yeti is going to continue sweeping the area. So coming in from up top, he's going to have presence to shoot down below. So picking up kills will work out for him. It didn't work out for EG when they tried it on their end. But Yeti, he wants to make it happen for his team.
Still setting up some of these preset drones right now. As they'll get ready to walk in, you can see a player from EG is ready to take the challenge on that laundry push right around the corner. And that should be coming to an apex relatively soon. As you can see, they've even got the Thermite pushing with them here, so they definitely have an intention to make this attack be the definitive one. Yeti is going to have some luck, though, upstairs with the use of these breaching charges, able to get great view into the site, and is able to, again, find Necrox as he's almost being seemingly targeted here in the early round. Second time in a row now we see him get knocked out before he has any real chance to find impact.
So once again, one of the hottest hands on EG are going to fall early. And once again, it's going to be one of the strongest anchors on the team, which is, well, actually, yeah, the most legit anchor on this team. It's going to be Smoke. So utility currently in play, and the exothermic charge is going to be placed. So the main focus from Disrupt is to get this wall down. And oh my God, Yeah, the flank coming in from space. That was solid. NBK had no idea the flank was coming through, and the alibi is going to get dropped immediately.
28 seconds remaining here. Panic's going to start to set in for Disrupt a little bit, but maybe not so much as they still have a two-man advantage as they go for the attack here. That is going to change immediately as soon as they start their attack, but they also trade it back. Carnage, Yeti, and Thumbus pick up the final 3 kills. Disrupt claim round number 11, getting them closer and closer to a map win.
And that's what's so important about having short-term memory. The fact that you can lose those rounds that you did as Disrupt Gaming, come back, and now you're on match point against EG. So the focus here, you don't want to take this to overtime. Do not take it to overtime against EG. You win this round, and you move on to the second map stronger than ever. If Disrupt Gaming does that, hey, I'm going to say I'm feeling good about an upset. But I probably jinxed them just by saying that. But EG, they have the experience. They know how to come back from behind, especially, well, not against G2, but they have the experience. And Mira is going to be on board with Geo. So we head over to dining room and kitchen.
First Mira pick in the entire game at this point in time. So we'll see her finally get brought into the swing. And like you said, it's going to be on a downstairs defense here. EG trying to bring this back and trying to send it into overtime, prevent the upset from Disrupt. Mind you, though, there is still the second and third maps to come after this.
Attackers need to
that will
locate
potentially
and
decide if
defuse
Disrupt can take this all the way to land. Would be a pretty big upset, folks. This is the end of Stage 3 for the Western Conference. There is no other matches, no chance for redemption here for EG. So if they do not win this match, this full best of 3, Disrupt's going to take potentially what would have been their spot at the LAN. And EG will only have one other way to make it, and that's the single open bracket that is Wildcard. That'll be played out next week.
Wildcard is actually going to be insane. So if EG loses here, and let's say Dark Zero doesn't make it, for the last 2 spots, you have Luminosity, TSM, Dark Zero, and EG. That would be an insane circumstance to watch.
4 Titanic teams, only 2 of them can go through. And that's assuming that 2 of them split the regions as well. And we see 2 play in the NA bracket, 2 play in the West bracket, 2 play in the East bracket. There's no guarantee of that.
Okay. So, Disrupt, can you put it to bed? Let's see. You've seen Yeti and Carnage make a lot of big plays, and already 2 straight kills from Necrox. They walk right into him. The SMG-11 is going to cop 3 kills from that.
Same angle.
The same angle. They keep pushing him, and they keep dying. And then a team kill for good measure. Yeah, Space just doesn't care at this point. We're going overtime.
Okay.
We're going overtime.
Yeah, that's...
What the hell just happened?
They just rushed. As far as I can throw it anyway. They tried to make a play for, I think it was like a laundry basement push up those stairs to try and pinch out the player that was holding the laundry push. And
was it droned out?
It just didn't. Yeah, I mean, either they had a. I mean, they don't have a Valk obviously, so there's no cam. Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of just got caught, and they just didn't get that initial kill, and so they just picked. Yeah, they kind of wrecked it. From the information we have available, anyway, that's what I can tell.
Spades. What do you even do at this point?
It's like, all right, I'm going to try to make it look like I know what I'm doing.
This is like, oh my gosh, yeah.
I'm going to try to make this look good.
You see him flicking everywhere.
I get the 1.
Yeah, he got the 1 kill.
But as you might expect, the 5v1 is going to be pretty much nigh impossible with the way the rest of his teammates died. There is no intel on the site. Not really any legitimate chance to close that one out. So EG do bring it back, tie us up at 6-6, and take us into overtime for map number 1 of the day. Let's get into it. It's a best of 3 within rounds. So the first team to get to 8 is going to take this map.
That last round.
That was really weird.
Extremely weird. Push 3 people up the same stairs.
Rushes always look so awkward in this game when they fail. Like
it just looks like, okay.
It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Like
no.
Like they try to rush and it failed ultimately, but it just, I don't know, it's just such a break from the momentum of the rest of the game that it's like, ooh.
And with it being a close range push, like I'm really wondering if they knew where he was. I mean, he had an SMG-11 out. With a shotgun, I would have been like, yeah, he's going to body everyone that steps in his way. But the fact that they pushed 1 by 1 by 1, all 50-50s, and he got to 3K.
Attackers need
that
to
was
locate
neat. And I believe the first 2 was were from the same clip. It was back-to-back. So we're now looking at a best of 3 scenario. First team to win 2 rounds out of the next 3. They're going to win this. So maybe the best team wins. See the site that we're currently on, and Disrupt Gaming Yeah, this is the same lineup they've used every single time on the site. And it's been pretty good for them, despite that one clutch off of the flank that EG had.
It should be important to note, too, that now every round we're going to switch sides, so no longer does a team have a consistency to play off of here, or a map advantage in order to work themselves into. Disrupt do get 2 rounds on defense, though, which in this case could end up being a pretty big advantage to them.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb.
Okay, EG, let's see if they're going to bring it. Started off extremely slow, falling down 0-2 against Disrupt Gaming before they picked up their first win. After that, they put up a little streak of their own. But Reed, he's done okay as Kai so far. With one player I really have my eyes on, Spades and Thumbus. It's Visual and Jaeger. I expect them to really put in a lot of damage, especially despite the fact that EG, they've had a lot of freedom running into sight. Not a lot of resistance, so to say. Not like the earlier part of the game.
Not like the earlier part of the game too much here. EG are going to start to work their way back in from downstairs, so it's going to be a laundry push first from NVK. NVK normally being the guy that goes in on his own here and just a little bit of drone support, so he's going to be on anti-roam right now, trying to find out the defensive roamers, taking them out if that's possible. But, I mean, from what we can see from the silhouettes, there's not nearly as much roaming presence as we've had in the past. You do have Thumbus lurking in living room right now, but besides that, everyone else does seem to be contained at a minimum upstairs. It doesn't mean that they're not roaming, as it looks like Spades is still in a bit of a peculiar position, but the rest of the team is contained relatively close to the site.
No crazy pushes coming in from EG, and clearing room by room is going to be the name of the game right now. But Netcrox is going to work his way towards Steady, where I believe they haven't fired a single shot in there yet. And yeah, they're pinching him all around site. There's still going to be a roamer downstairs, so watching out for him is going to be really important. But execution, the moment they get on site, is going to be everything. And Spades is finally going to come out of his hiding spot.
LED active.
Oh yeah, he's going to have a player in front of him shortly as well. But I wonder if they know that he's down there yet.
I don't think they've seen him necessarily. He's not moving around as if he's been seen or as if he's trying to avoid someone necessarily. He's still kind of playing his own game right now, so he's pretty safe, which this could end up being a very big deal. Late round, Thumbus, kind of the same thing applies to him as he's worked his way back upstairs. But thankfully he's playing with his teammates. They still have a lot of control by him, so he's going to be a little bit more obvious when he takes a fight. However, it doesn't mean he doesn't have a strong position. You can see Yeti here as well. Nice lineup, the instant headshot onto Necrox there from the SMG-11. Quickly curl back and pull the same position, and Spades with a long draw ends up finding Young on the outside of the study, picks him off as well, and brings us down to a 5v3.
Spades and Yeti putting in so much work right now for Disrupt Gaming. But still on 90, Thumbus, if he peeks that, it's pretty much a free kill. He's not looking in the right direction. Yes, Thumbus is going to drop NVK as well. A 2v5. Making a 2v4. Smodigga has an answer back. Even Thumbus out the game. But here on main stairs, question is he going to work towards Steady or 90? Big question. But EG, they've questioned the situation before. But Yeti is going to pick up his second, and this could be it. No! Kai, he's going to get dropped immediately. And Disrupt Gaming, they're going to win round number 13. Great start coming in from Spades and Yeti, though. They really opened things up.
I think Gio got freaked out there at the end a little bit when he saw the stumbling body from the KD just killed. I think he might have thought it was someone still up for a second.
It's pretty funny because both of them, they didn't expect each other to be there.
No, that was a really weird moment for Gio. Does the best of work he can in that situation, though, but ultimately it is not enough to win the round. And now Disrupt once again set themselves up at map point here for this matchup here.
Okay.
And potential to set them up at 1-0 here is looking very, very strong. It's just a question of, once again, can they win this attack on Aviator and Games Room, as the sides are going to switch and EG get a chance to defend the very same site they just lost attacking.
Disrupt Gaming. This is in your hands at the moment. Going to Aviator Room and Games Room. Disrupt Gaming, they've had pretty successful attacks here, especially with the calculated aggression coming in. With that bar push to pick up the 2K, I believe it was Reed or Thumbus. Got who? Still, great push coming in from this team. And some reconstruction going on from Netcrox right now. We'll take a look at the set. Netcrox is 17-9. Take a look at the kills in general. Yeti 15-6. These guys really brought their A game.
Yeah, quite a few fraggers today. Carnage as well. They're doing some good work and having quite a bit of impact in many of the rounds. Spades, too, really, as he saw him there in the third place on the scoreboard, but pretty close behind to the rest of his teammates, has also been a standout player for this map so far.
This has been an all-out brawl so far. Earlier, well, yeah, we even spoke about it during the recap show. We didn't expect Disrupt Gaming to really have this type of game against EG. But they're showing out. they're showing out, and they're 1 round away from winning map number 1. So, already, looking at the lineup, Evil Genius is bringing a lot of traps, and that's pretty good despite, that's pretty good considering the fact that Disrupt Gaming, they've been pretty aggressive on attack. Slowed down once EG started to rack up a few wins on defense. Still, overall, they've been pretty aggressive. As you see, already, the Ashe player is going to lose half of her health.
It's going to be a big loss to take early on in this round. The attacking sides have not been treated too well in the early round, it seems, for both of these teams in this map. So they've been struggling a lot with getting picked off by roamers or just being denied map presence overall here. And a creative little paint on the doors. He knocks it out, and we'll be able to push into the art studio and start moving forward into the actual site. You can see roaming presence is very close by towards Yeti, though, so you will have to be careful over the next few seconds to make sure he does not get picked. The same can be said for his teammate further down by the main entrance of the building.
So, caught on both fronts. Ashe is the only player that's taken any type of damage this game. Wasn't sure if I saw somebody over at the end of 90. Probably one prone. But Reed is going to run right into steady and pretty aggressive push so far as he hits the barbed wire, and it's going to place a claymore to make sure no type of run out is going to be available to him. Young, with the claw tricks coming in from Kai, it isn't going to be necessary at the moment. But Disrupt, they're going to look to get that wall down soon, especially with the fact that Carnage, I believe, is going to be rotating into steady.
Spades once again also trying to open up a little bit of a purview into the floorboard there. Give his team a better angle to play off of, but so far nothing really being found yet by Disrupt. Nothing significant anyway. It would all be on their drones right now if they have been able to pick up any real intel, as the actual peek holes they're opening up into the site aren't finding too much. Thumbus, though, is going to be able to strike first, catches Geo and knocks him out. We'll see that second breaching charge implode into the site, giving him a little bit more, again, vision to work off of, but still not vision that they can act off of just yet.
Getting an entry kill is one thing, but getting an entry kill on Echo is quite another story. So, really high quality kill coming in from Disrupt Gaming, and Modig is going to shut down Spades. So yeah, Ashe is going to be out the game, but still, no yokai drone is going to stop any type of plant from the objective player. IQ, she has to know somebody's at the bottom of those stairs, and there's pings called out. So a lot of intel is currently being traded between both teams as Thumbus picks up his absolute second. Less than 20 seconds to go now. This is go time for Disrupt Gaming. They have the numbers, but it's going to be all about the gunshots and connecting them. As Modig coming up from the flank, he's going to pick up a second, confirming the kill on Thumbus, but still the gunfire is coming through from Evil Geniuses. They're able to drop a player, they're able to drop 2 players, and it's going to be all up to Carnage. Yes, able to get the plant down. Is he going to get the revive, though? He's going to peek this fight. Oh, and Young is going to get clapped. 2v1, making a 1v1. Mo Digga picking up his third. The peek is going to be there. Mo Digga is going to get the win on Carnage, and he's going to secure the round. This is it now. The defuse is going to go down, and now whoever wins the next round wins map 1. It's gone down to the wire.
Modig just barely able to win out that 1v1. Thankfully, had the significant health advantage in the final duel there and was able to secure it very easily to close out on the round and give EG another fighting chance to win. The problem is going to be, though, it's still going to be on attack, where EG have had a lot of problems so far in this matchup. Same for Disrupt, to be completely fair. But still, the way that it works out here, Disrupt do have the edge as they'll move on to another defensive round. They cannot play into Aviation games, though. That's the kicker. They already won that, so they will have to play onto another site.
Crossfire coming in from Vault and Aviation was pretty OP against Disrupt Gaming. But Disrupt, they've been pretty solid on defense, winning the big bulk of their rounds on defense. I believe it was 5 rounds out of 7. So Pulse is going to be in play with Carnage. And I believe this is going to be the first time we see Disrupt Gaming actually use Pulse. We saw Evil Geniuses on him, but Pulse is going to be 6 picks at Castle. So for those of you that are new to the game, a 6 pick, every time you're able to pick operators at the beginning, both teams are able to see who you choose, but one player on each team can choose once more. That operator remains hidden to the opposing team. So Castle coming out to play. Hopefully does a great job at holding back EG, and the barricades are there to stall and burn a lot of time. But with Zofia and Ashe in play, the barricades might not mean much.
There's quite a bit to counter it out relatively easily here for EG. I don't think we're mission as like a buck or a sledge, but in this case we don't really need it because we just have the the two Ashes, otherwise known as Zofia.
5
That's
seconds
exactly how that
remaining.
works out.
Yeah, that's 37 kills with Carnage, Yeti, and Spades. Pretty solid. And on the other end, like it's the big three for both teams at the moment.
I'm curious if EG are going to try to go a little bit faster here considering the operator lineup, but I think it's still pretty similar to what they've used before, so I might just be reading into it a little bit too much. Either way, though, we've got them out on the field, and they're going to start working their way into position to start clearing out roamers. That'll be pretty direct, though, as we've got two guys heading pretty much right towards the site off rip, and we'll have to see if they'll be able to line up the positions. Although it does seem like they're shifting now towards an upstairs take, and again, doing the same thing they've done the last 3 times they've attacked this site, which is just clear out the roamers on the second floor before they make any move to the actual site.
One thing I will credit to Disrupt that they're doing infinitely better than EG. The roam play has been extremely strong with Disrupt Gaming. So I want to see Space and Thumbers really make these big plays. Pretty interested to see how Reed is going to play out. Is Smoke, is he going to be the really strong last line of defense for this team? But already, control over Master Bedroom. EG wasting no time getting in the site. That's been the name of their game this entire time. But Mo Digga, through the self-destruction in the floor, is going to get the best of Carnage. Even though he stepped in the goo mine, he's still going to secure the first kill of the round. So, down by 1 player, Disrupt and EG, currently on match point. This is for all the marbles currently. And there's a lot of presence up top at the moment. Is still EG, they're looking to pick off a player or 2.
MVK going to pop in a second breaching charge, I believe, in just a second here. This is lined it up. Maybe one of them exploding right there. Did have a C4, I think, getting chucked out 2. And Geo tries to quickly adjust his aim, in order to try and pick up the kill against Yeti, but does not find that. A minute and 10 seconds remaining here. Disrupt have lost their castle, and Spades, also on the Legion, has taken a lot of damage, going down as the sliver of HP remaining here. EG in great position, but here's the thing, they still don't necessarily have a lot of people in position yet to go for the site attack. Thankfully, changing that and getting everybody in position is only the matter of a few seconds of rotation, so they still have plenty of time to get into those spots and pull off this attack.
Yeah, Young already worked his way downstairs, and you see Necrox down there as well, so 2 out of 3, not bad. But the first pick on Castle, and the fact that Spades only has a slither of HP left. Big. Oh no, Thumbus. Yeah, I was waiting for that to happen. He peeks up and kisses the best MVK. Yeti is going to drop Mo Digga. So now, this is looking winnable for Disrupt Gaming despite dropping a player first. No more Zofia and no more Ash. A lot of fragging power is going to be out the way as Young comes up on the flank, and Geo is going to get a kill as well. So EG, 2 straight kills. They're going to be up 3v2. But 10 seconds have to go. The play has to be made now. You're going to have to get the frags or get the defuse down. The Thumbus picks up a kill with the Yeti. But Geo is going to find himself in a 1v1. This is going to be it. Can he get the plant?
Oh,
No!
he got it!
No! Geo turns the corner and gets Yeti out the game to clutch it up. All Yeti had to do was stay alive. But that was it.
Geo fragging his way into a win as EG steal map number 1 right out of the hands of DG and now take a 1-0 lead in the series. That will be an advantage going to them and a very surprising end to the match. A good redemption, as you can see there, from Geo as well, sitting lowest on the scoreboard, but definitely highest in the team's hearts now as he clutches out that final round with a beautiful 1v2, getting the final kill at literally 0 seconds left on the clock. Doesn't try to go for that crazy fake plant where he flicks the last second. He's like, no, I'm getting these kills and I'm getting them now.
How many rounds were Disrupt Gaming just on the cusp of winning, and it was just thrown out the window? The Mo Digga clutch, the 2v5, and then Geo winning that. 3 rounds off the board for Disrupt Gaming. They should have won that map. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but it's not good enough. Disrupt Gaming, you need to come back stronger and more hungry next map. They should be at 1-0.
The difference of literally like a second or 2 right there.
Literally, I believe there's like a second left on the clock.
It was 0. I'm pretty sure it was on 0. So he had less than a second to get that kill left.
That was insane. It kind of... They lost too many 1vx's, man.
That's Geo,
that was the difference in the game. And Geo is Geo. A bottom frag, and it doesn't matter. Geo still makes the best plays. I hope that play is at the end. I want to know how much time is left.
Oh, I'm sure we'll try to get a little peek at it there.
Like, I want to take one more look at the entire setup that Disrupt Gaming had.
With some really intense gunfights this game too, just because it seemed like both teams are kind of afraid to make a move, which happens a lot on Villa, to be honest, which is really why I like it, because you end up with a lot of these really insane team fights that end up going like 5v5, a lot of runouts coming in. It was from both sides too. Thumbus, I think, actually was doing the most of it, because he had that one, and then I think he had another one later on in the match from Vigil over by Master, where he took out someone trying to move into Study. So Thumbus was doing a really good job with his aggressive push-outs. Gio, of course, doing what he did in the final round, along with a few other moves that he made throughout the course of this match. You kind of just know how Gio plays right there. You get this crazy reflex TCSG play coming in. Quite a bit to highlight from this match. A lot of fun to watch. That's at a minimum there.
Okay, so I'm hoping that the next match is just as spicy as this one. that was extremely fun to watch, especially the last 20-second gunfights we saw every single round. Both of these teams are really clawing for that win. And Disrupt Gaming, I'm pretty sure they have a chip on their shoulder now. Yeah, great play from Reed right there as well. It was pretty unfortunate that it... Yeah, this was the round that they won. I forgot. But yeah, it's just pretty unfortunate. There's so many slip-ups and miscues coming in from Disrupt Gaming, man.
I mean, there was also that round too where I think you mentioned like the 2v5 essentially, where EG just got completely knocked out of the sight on defense instead of aviation, and still somehow brought it back despite the fact that they had no positioning to play off of.
I wish I knew where they came from on that flip.
Yeah, I'd love for someone to do a deeper dive as to how that one happened specifically, just because it's sometimes a little bit hard to tell where the positions are. So I would like to know how Disrupt kind of slipped up on that one, because I would imagine somebody wasn't watching an angle or something like that, and that let EG back in and just kind of started a rampage for them there.
All right, so the clutch ability coming in from Evil Geniuses and Disrupt Gaming, you know, just clawing back to make the game as even as possible. That was one hell of a first game. Also, Disrupt Gaming getting those 2 kills right before EG pushing the site. I thought that spelled nothing but great things for Disrupt. Period. Yeah, this is it.
So if you notice, I think he did actually see the... No, I guess not, because he still did that pre-fire right there. So I don't think he even saw him until the last...
Oh, it was on 0!
Yep.
It was on 0! No!
He just got it.
I know Gio was hype for that kill. That's insane, but that's what star players do.
Gets it done, man. That's why they brought him in. That's why they didn't even play in USN until they had Gio. They're like, we're not even going to touch this until we get him. And they got his visa, got him here to the States, and he's made the difference, especially on that last round there, too. Had he not made that kill, or had he have been literally less than a second slower, that map would have gone over to DG, and we would have been looking at the other side of the scoreline right now, but no, it's not that. It is EG that still hold the kind of expected result right now, I guess you could say, just not the expected scoreline by any means.
Not at all. And also, there's a lot of talk about how good Modiga's running EG, and, you know, despite the new guy putting up insane numbers and always doing well consistently for this roster, you're going to have to give it up to the core of this team. NVK and Netcrox. Netcrox was a standout on both teams. Possibly the best player in the lobby. That 3K on stairs with the SMG-11 as well was so pretty. But ladies and gentlemen, what are these guys playing for? They're playing for a really big prize pool in Vegas. If you guys have never gone to a LAN, or if you just like competition from Rainbow Six Siege in general, I suggest you go ahead and take a look at this clip all about the Las Vegas Finals for US Nationals. And you guys see it there. Go ahead, make sure you buy your tickets, and hopefully Blue Stokes and I will see every single one of you beautiful people out there at LAN. Right there, that's what you buy. Rainbow6.com/tickets. And if you missed out on USN 2018, the finals that we had in the same place,
it was fun, man.
It was extremely fun. This time it's going to be even better. I mean, production was great. The talent was amazing, and the matchups were really fun. And that was when we crowned Rogue as Team USA. And can Rogue do it again? Who knows? Might have a new champion this year.
Listen, guys, you're guaranteed to have an NA team win the LAN, so you might as well show up.
Well, actually, we have 2 Europeans in the mix.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, it's 3 out of 5, though, right? Still NA from that team, so they count.
Pretty much. And also, if you guys want to compete to try to, try your chance at making it to LAN, make sure you sign up for our wild cards here after Stage 3. Play.r6usnationals.com. Free to sign up, free to play, free to enter. It's fun to play in, and you can find yourself casted by Blue Stokes and I as you make your way towards LAN and win some money along the way.
Yeah, definitely guys, make sure you are signing up for that as it's starting relatively soon within the next few days here. So you definitely want to make sure you get your chance to try and swing through the bracket. It's all best of ones, I believe, as well. The final match might be a best of 3, but I don't have the format in front of me right now, so I don't know the exact details. But yeah, it is just that one final bracket. Winner takes all, quite literally in this case. Yeah, that's a fact. So I don't know who gave us that fact, but that is a fact. That Spades is a alien atom, or an alien. I don't know why I said atom.
Yeti caught him making contact to the mothership in tongue.
Wait, where's this coming from? Who's
like, where is he from? Planet? Is he from Planet Throw? Because I mean, I don't know. Yeah, apparently those fun facts are from Yeti. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I knew it came from one. I was assuming it came from one of their players. Like I was like, not really facts. They were just statements. But
we have more fun facts, producer. Throw them all at us. I'm ready.
Give them to us. In case you guys are wondering, by the way, we are just waiting for the players to get ready up. They, of course, get about, I think it's a 5-minute break in between the maps, so we're just letting them take that right now, and then we're going to jump into our second map as soon as possible. EG played a Pro League season. Is that true?
Biggity boo bop. The biggity boo bops.
That's hilarious, if that's the case.
I would love to cast that. that's
It consisted of 3 EG members, MDK, Young, and
Necrox.
Someone needs to throw back to that in Atlanta.
They should.
Yeah.
Go to USN as the Biggity Boo Bops. EG.Biggity Boo Bop. I would love to see it. So, what's your expectation for this next map?
Well, I guess we're going to find out now, actually, as we're going into it. But yeah, I mean, talking about it, I think this is one that, honestly, I think EG should take much more comfortable control here, as this map is way more defined in the way that it plays out. But I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if we see another close one. DG really impressed me with the way that they played on that previous matchup. There's definitely still some glaring mistakes that'll need to be fixed after this matchup when they look at things in like VOD review. A lot of those outman rounds that EG were winning, for instance, that really shouldn't be happening. But for the most part, their play is still looking really solid right now, and it is in most rounds, at least on Villa, going toe-to-toe with EG, which in itself is a very impressive feat.
All right, so my hope is that Disrupt didn't lose their flame from the last map, but Ivana's going to be immediately taken out with a ban, and Jacko's going to join her for the first set of operator bans. On defense, probably going to see Echo again, and not sure who else. But Jacko's been a pretty common ban lately.
We also do usually see at least one of the 2 hard breachers banned out on this map due to the prevalence of hard breach, so knocking one of them out just makes the attacker's job a little bit harder, especially for sites like Basement, where you have multiple hatches to take out along with walls leading into the site if you play into the normal strategy, which is really the only, in most teams' opinions, viable strat to attack the site on right now anyway. And there's some similar struggles with the other sites as well. But we do see Mira and Echo banned out, so this time Maestro is going to be left into the pool, and that'll end our ban phase.
All right, so I'm looking at what people are saying. So Gio actually got lucky that the last guy peeked him. The guy actually didn't stay put behind that wall. He actually ran out to get.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because I saw that. It looked like it looked like Gio looked directly at him. But I don't know if Gio just didn't realize it was only a 1v1 and tried to look for a second person in that corner, or he didn't see him and was pre-checking that corner anyway. I don't know. I think the jury's still out on whether he actually saw him up to that point or not. I think he did, but it's hard to tell.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, it's hard to tell because he did do that pre-fire or that pre-check into the corner when he was entering the room right before where he was.
And with the amount of time that was left, I mean, that was pretty much the last area he could have checked in his vicinity. But we're gonna go down to we're gonna go up top, Executive Lounge and CEO office.
If EG win this map, we might be able to ask them. I'm sure we'll get a chance to interview them. But let's get into it, folks. It's Bank, and it is the second map of this matchup here. If EG wins it, they go straight to LAN. Well, at least in a couple weeks they do. And Disrupt, unfortunately, will have to try their luck in the wild card bracket in order to find their mark. However, if Disrupt traded out, we will go to a third and final map to decide which of these 2 teams is heading forward.
Okay, so Disrupt Gaming, do you have an answer back for him? Now is time to really prove it. Valkyrie, Maestro on board. A lot of intel coming in from both of those operators. Spades has one more Valcam to throw out. I'm wondering where he threw the other ones that I missed it. I was taking a look at the operators. But yeah, the setup looks pretty standard, pretty basic. And Reed holding down that area is going to be pretty strong from him. Not going to have a shield to protect him, but his smoke, the toxic babes, can keep him at bay most definitely. So the way I'm looking at this wave of attack, we're going to have probably 1 to 2 people here on Repel, depending on how EG really want to attack. And Smoke Digger might be the one, or he's going to roof. Yeah, he's definitely going to go to roof. Looking down top square, checking to see if there's any roamers, anything else out there he can get rid of, and you see him already pinging barbed wire, so already feeding a lot of intel to his team at the moment.
VK starting to shift forward here, looking to work in a square with Young pretty soon here. That'll be the main focal point then with the way that they're approaching this. It's basically the question of, do we try to push from lobby and try to swing in and take control with a little bit of repel action, or do we go in from square? And it's looking like EG are going the square route right now.
All right, pretty quiet. 2 minutes left to go. And Gio was just waiting for the cue. Not going to see anybody jump out the window to try to attack this 1v1 at the moment. But NVK on Sledge is a pretty scary sight to see as well. Pretty strong gun, a lot of good utility, 2 frag grenades. He's able to pick up a few kills if he plays his cards right. But possibly, before he even gets close to sight, maybe a Valk cam or two, be able to call him out as he starts to get a little bit more aggressive running into stock.
So I'm going to be able to open up the wall that gives him access into Janitor, or at least gives him the view into Janitor. So the first charge get opened up, or hear it anyway, in the distance. The second one onto the main wall going to be opened up relatively soon too. No resistance on that from Disrupt at all. They don't have any way to trick it as far as I can tell, so not going to be able to pull that out this time around here. The wall's been open, and there is still plenty of time for EG to execute, so this is looking good for them, not to mention that Gio finds the opener and knocks out the Jaeger.
The patience from Gio paid off in spades. All the patience didn't work out for him. Had the line of sight on Young's head, and Young was able to get a shot on him. So Mo Digger, he's going to move in, offering a little bit of concussion from the lifeline, and he's not going to chase that kill. There's no need to. There's a lot of control already from Repel that Gio has provided by snapping off that first kill. And you see the defenders spread out. They're trying to avoid him as much as possible, but Gio, he's going to go in for the kill. 2 players to his right, 1 to his left. And the player that's currently pinged might be the next one to go down. But Necrox, he's going to take out Thumbus, excuse me. MVK picks up a kill, and EG, they're
EG are fragging out, that's the message.
Yeah, pretty much. Too much to follow, man.
Brought down to Spades and Reed now on Disrupt, and Spades is no longer either. Reed also falls quickly after that, and that is a flawless round from EG to start things out on round number 1 of their attack. Things already looking much better now that they moved on the bank.
And that happened so fast and flawlessly. Like, I was trying to explain the setup that they currently had and how EG were going to attack, but the kills just kept flying in, and so I'm like, okay, let me catch my tongue and just start calling it out. EG were flawless, and, kudos to Gio for opening things up. But going down to lockers in CCTV, hopefully Disrupt has a better chance at slowing down EG this time around.
Yeah, this is at least where Disrupt should be able to put EG into a more predictable position and kind of be able to hopefully draw them into their trap, but we will see, as obviously the same thing would have been attempted in the previous round, but EG did not bite into that. EG, in fact, moved very quickly, had the sight walls open with about 1.5 minutes left, which is a lot of time to already be at that point in the round. So Disrupt's decision to not bring any kind of breach denials, such as a Cade or a Bandit or even like a Mute or something like that, comes back to bite them pretty heavily. But of course, with a Thatcher, it would only delay things slightly anyway, so I guess they've decided that it wasn't worth it and that they would need the in-fight utility instead.
And like you said before, Disrupt Gaming taking EG down to CCTV, pretty big play from them, and hopefully they can rack up a win this round, because this is pretty much standard. Not a lot of trick strategies, not a lot of variance in strategy to attack this side as well. So we know what they're bringing, they know what they're bringing, and it's just going to be all about execution. It's going to be a chess match. Post is going to be in play, and we're going to see him in Vault, giving off a lot of intel, and by feeding that intel to teammates such as Reed or Spades, they can toss in either a Toxic Babe or a Nitro Cell to kill anybody on EG that try to run in to get the plant down. But like I said, it's going to be all about timing, intel, and communication.
All right, so we've got EG out onto the field now. It's time to see their push. We've got a couple players that are actually going to move into Garage. I think we'll see Maestro. The question is Maestro actually going to set up one of his cameras in here? Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. It's looking like he's got both on the inside of the site, so he's actually just going to sit behind the tire and hope he gets lucky with an angle. He'll actually have the Valkyrie cam, though, to support him, so he still has a camera to play off of. And maybe go for that cheeky peek if he wants to.
Hey, Chad, I want to see what you guys are thinking right now. Despite pretty much choking the first map away, do you guys think that Disrupt Gaming might try to even things up by winning this map? Especially starting off on defense. Yeah, they lost the first round, but I'm going to see if there's any hopefuls in the chat at the moment. But a lot of drone presence coming in from main lobby, also off his hallway. Pretty sure open has been cleared, but there is a player on the stairs waiting for any type of contention.
Crux, in the meanwhile, working his way forward. He'll start to open up the admin hatch here. And we'll do a little bit of damage onto a second one as well. So we'll know how this will play out. Just being careful so as not to give away his head for a headshot. And NVK can run past that a little bit peculiar, but thankfully there's not any fire back coming in. He's going to be a little careful about that. Doesn't seem to mind it too much right now, though. Minute and a half remaining for EG to at least start the defusal process.
I mean, that's pretty much the basics, right? Get the hatches open, work your way down server stairs, get server control, and then once you get the hard breach down in the CCTV to get the planning, that's when the real battle starts. But with Disrupt Gaming not throwing in a lot of roam presence despite Smoke holding things down on server stairs at the moment, this is really the last line of defense before they get in the site. But with that hatch currently going down, you might see a drop or someone try to pick up a kill off of a rotation. But the aggression behind this shield, yeah, Reed is going to get the best of NVK.
Reed proving to be so annoying from his position. And you could see they had rotated the Thermite over to try and deal with that as well. But that's probably not going to be able to be successfully pushed in now because they don't, I would imagine they don't want to risk Young. And most importantly, that second breaching charge. But with 40 seconds left, they really don't have a choice. They don't actually have the time to necessarily cleanly get these walls open anyway. They're going to have to just go in, and that's exactly what Gio has done. Gets a 2-for-1 trade-out. Actually dies to a Claymore, interestingly enough. Yeti will be able to find one in his own regard as well, and he's really being the man to pick this up right now as Disrupt finish things off. It's Carnage that finds the final kill, but it's Yeti that does most of the heavy lifting, putting Disrupt back on the board at 1-1.
And it was almost as if, right when I was talking about roam presence and keeping EG at bay, that's exactly what they did with their Smoke player, holding down server stairs. With the new patch that came out for this game, the shield is pretty dynamic. You know, with this little slits you're able to see through, just timely shots with the shotgun and pick up and secure 2 kills that round. It gave Disrupt Gaming a lot of room to breathe, and they picked up the win because of that. And also thanks to Yeti and Carnage for picking up those kills. I mean, it looked pretty good. It was really close still. EG almost got the win. Gio went off and started racking up kills on his own. But Netcrox is going to be on Dokkaebi. Those logic bombs are going to be really fun to use to get rid of roamers. But that's if the roam presence is heavy from Disrupt Gaming. Didn't see a lot of that previous 2 rounds, but it might change this time.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We're going to get back into the round now. Take a look at how this will play out here since we are back on the first floor. Disruptor choosing not to go back upstairs due to the very one-sided nature of how that round played out. Instead, they're hoping they can find some success on Tellers instead. We'll see if that will hold true or not. This will definitely test a little bit of a different playstyle for EG, which, as you were explaining before, is why we have things like the Dokkaebi coming into play, because it's a little bit less standard, the defensive play on this site. So they've got to be a bit more creative about how they get the intel necessary in order to ice these guys out of hiding.
Pretty interested to see why Mozzie was banned last map, but he's going to be in play already with Reed. So those pests are going to be able to hack drones in. Mozzie, the perfect roaming defender. Nitro Cell, able to hack drones. Amazing gun with the Commando 9 and also the P10 Roni. And if you need a rotation hole, he has a super shotty right behind him. So it's going to be up to Reed to really be the playmaker for this roster, and hopefully the intel that he's able to get with the drones that he hacks along with the Valve cams, it could Disrupt Gaming, 2 steps ahead when it comes to planning.
Gio going to do a little bit of drone work there, and I think that was Modiga's drone that actually ended up getting stolen. So at least one Mozzie drone has gone over to the other team now. Necrox, of course, on rappel by the front door, just doing a little bit of work, custodial work here to try to clear out some of those soft barricades and make sure that they are not going to be a problem when they push in a few seconds.
All right, so Necrox trying to line up his sight on somebody to pick up a first kill of the game, but not going to see anybody just yet. We saw the outlines, and no one's going to peek that area. They're pretty smart of them not to do so as well. NVK is going to go to his usual spot over in stock, and he's going to clear it out from that point on. We see roam presence upstairs, and with the aggression that we saw from EG last map, how long is it going to take for them to clear out this right here? We see the pings already coming through, so that means the drones are in play and they're already doing work.
Smoke is smart, does realize there's going to be a rush against him here, so the first toxic gas grenade ends up going out on the inside of Janitor to prevent himself from getting pinched out. This will delay things by at least another 10 seconds. This is exactly what the Smoke needs to do right now. If he dies up here, it's not a huge deal, seeing as he can't necessarily fully block out a push from downstairs anyway, so it's better for him to delay the roam clear.
All right, swinging in, it's going to be MVK. Oh no, he doesn't know he's there. No, the wall bait didn't connect. but the second try. MVK is going to secure the kill. Reed's going to get the refrag, but it's not going to stop MVK from picking up his second of the round. And Gio's going to join him, so EG, they're going to be up 4v2 at the moment with a lot of time. Make it a 4v1, and with one more roamer in play, is Maestro enough to clutch this out? Pretty bad positioning from him in a 1v4. You know, good luck, Big Phil.
They're not going to realize he's up here. That's the thing. Well, now they do, but
it's kind of like Batman. He gets the kill.
He had no business winning that 1v1. But he's going to try to rotate over here now and push back in the 1v3 situation. EG did delay their plant. He's going to get hit by the stun charge as he works his way back in. No one actually taking the duel against him just yet. They are working on a rotation around the back flank against him to easily knock him out. He's right into that turret at a minimum. He's got a lot of actually fire coming in his direction as he just holds the ADS there. But ultimately, Necrox will be able to run out, hit him with a quick V key, and finish out the round in the favor of EG.
The quick shank is enough to get the job done, and EG pretty much flawless that round. Their own presence meant nothing to EG. They disposed of those players quite quickly, and it was pretty unfortunate to see for Disrupt Gaming because they applied a lot of sources to that roam as well. There's 3 players up top, and despite the 2 kills coming in from that one player, I think it was Spades, there was nothing else that came in from that. NVK came in unchecked from stock, and that was where he was able to put in a lot of damage.
Quite a bit of damage indeed, and Disrupt kind of tried to double down on the roaming presence there too.
Protect your bombs from
After
being
EG took control, but it did not pan out. So once again, so far every site except for the basement has been a success for EG, and a pretty confident success at that as well, with at least 3 players being left alive and 5 in the original attack upstairs. But speaking of which, we are going to go back to that site now. Disrupt will make their second attempt on it after completing their first roundabout.
So Valkyrie's going to be in play once again. Yeah, this is going to be the same lineup that we saw last time. And even Geniuses, Necrox sticking with Dokkaebi is going to be the play. It's quite simply going to be the play. And despite having a lot of intel on their lineup, Disrupt Gaming, they played as if they didn't, allowing EG to slip through cracks when they came to their strategy. So if they want to win this round, make sure players like NVK aren't able to get those swings in the meeting and pick up those 2 kills. Make sure players like Gio aren't going on these solo pushes and picking up quality kills. And the 2 players I just mentioned, they're on top of the board because of so. They're running in unchecked by Disrupt Gaming. It's pretty unfortunate to see.
So this takes us into yet another round. Evil Genius is going to take their time with things. They haven't really been pressured for time at all so far on any of these rounds, except for that basement push. Not much even then. That was more a circumstance out of their own creation, as far as I could tell. But the rest of the team, once again, going to take their time. They'll watch those windows, as it has been popped early. They want to make sure no runouts happen.
Samo Digger with the nice drone throw. Okay, I see you, big arm. He's pretty much going to go on repel. Is it going to be a 2-player repel? Yeah, they're going to burn a few ADS before even attempting. But the one thing that they're really worrisome about is any type of run out. But the players are so far away from the windows, that's not cause of concern. The logic bomb is going to confirm that fact is, as long as he doesn't hear any vibrations nearby, then he's going to feel pretty safe there.
A little bit of punch hole into the bottom hallway. Won't catch anything from that. MK is going to continue to kind of check things out, though. Sneaky little way to knock out the camera. And the rest of the team slowly is going to start swinging their way around here in a position to go for the attack. Still focusing on roam clearing for the time being, however.
Down by 1 round against one of their former members. Disrupt Gaming, I'm pretty sure they want to stick it to Mo Dig and the rest of his team. But NVK is going to work up these stairs at the moment, and yeah, he might get in a gunfight quite soon. It's going to be a player on the other side of that wall. The utility has been used, and yeah, he's definitely going to know he's there, but looking the wrong way. MVK is going to get the down and secure the kill. Yeti still going to get one for his team. Always an answer back from Disrupt Gaming. But with Maestro down, the Evil Eye is going to be pretty much useless.
Swing coming here, the 90 angle. Oh, and he gets it as well. Young was ready for that, but it doesn't seem to matter. Reed picks up the frag anyway. Oh, no! Pushing him into a corner. Disrupt pick up a massive double kill on the C4 from Spades. Well done. And now it's all on Necrox in a 1v4 situation. He doesn't stand a chance. Disrupt pick up the round.
That's great teamwork. That was great teamwork and a great call out. The fact that he was able to throw that Toxic Babe to push him into a corner where there was a Nitro cell ultimately waiting for him.
Sent him to the slaughterhouse.
that was pretty unfair. Great coordination from Disrupt Gaming as we now have a tied game. Still, this entire series since the first map has been neck and neck. Both of these teams having a really hard time pulling away from each other. Last map being decided by 1 round and literally milliseconds of time left. Hopefully this can go the same.
Good opportunity for Disrupt to actually take the lead here now as they're going back to basement. It's finally been unlocked after 2 rounds on lock. And we'll see how well this works out. We'll see the kind of predictable 6 pick from Carnage there onto the Pulse. Pulse is obviously very useful on this site, seeing as he has basically a literal vault that he can lock himself into and just get free intel onto the push from server.
It's so free.
Yeah, it's literally a vault, and no one else can get into it, well, at least not easily. So
unless they get like a super flank unheard of.
Yeah.
But they're not going to bother with that. They're going to make him push outside of that vault and expose himself to try to stop the plant. That's the name of the game, and NVK on Sledge once more on top with 5 kills. Let that man do what he wants to do, as long as EG continues to win. So before, the only type of roam presence that we saw from Disrupt, from this type of setup, was that we had a smoke player playing on blue stairs with the shield in front of him, and that was when he was able to pull out 2 kills. This time around, we don't see that. So they're going to go for a more passive look, it seems like. They're going to allow Evil Geniuses to come to them.
I actually think we're going to see a relatively similar setup. Same Valkyrie camp from Spades. I'm curious if Yeti is going to go out as heavily as he did in the last round, though. And it looks like he is.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be there. Yeah,
so,
okay.
Still holding those same. Yep, he's out here in Garage still, so that late flank that he pulled off in the last round is an option. The thing is, though, EG is going to be aware of it this time, whereas before, I don't think they were really catching Yeti's play, and that ended up kind of messing them up in the late round.
Yeah, so the same setup we saw last time before, and it's going to be all up to Smoke to really hold things down. They relied a lot on Smoke to make the opening play for this team, so if he dies early, it's going to take a lot of effort from other players that are playing pretty much turtle downstairs right by the bomb site. But NVK is going to open up a few rotation hoses. EG, their main priority is going to be to clear out roamers and get the hatches open up a lot more line of sights and options to get into the site. That way to keep Disrupt guessing on defense.
That's not a rotation, it's a rotation circle.
The NVK is just doing work with the sledgehammer at the moment. They're going to play passive. They know not to add in a lot of unneeded aggression towards the stairs just yet, until they get the numbers right, and they're going to make a calculated push. Try to secure that kill.
This is part of the problem last round too when EG attacked this site, was it took them so long to deal with Reed. Reed was such an issue for them in the last round. Probably because I imagine he's getting fed pretty good intel from the Pulse. I didn't even think about that actually at all in the last round either, as to how well Reed was able to play into this. Yeah. Nade's gonna go in. Thought it would have got him. Oh, it brings him very low, but NVK is able to finish him off this time. Much better progress being made by EG on knocking out that initial defender on the steps.
But despite the gunfire coming in towards his way, Thumbus is gonna peek anyways, and NVK he's going to be given a free kill to secure his second of the round. But Spades, it's going to be 3 Nitrocell kills since last round. He's been on fire with them lately, getting a nice refrag for his teammates.
A little bit of pause here now from both teams. Obviously, we've had a few crazy trades go on here, so a little bit of calm is needed for at least EG to recenter themselves and figure out how they want to proceed from this point forward. NVK is going to recommit himself to the inside of server. Just knock out some of this utility real quick. Not that it's much of a consequence at this point, but hey, free points, why not? And speaking of free, gets himself a nice headshot against Yeti there to take him out. We will also see the Black Eye camera get destroyed pretty quickly, or excuse me, the Evil Eye cameras get destroyed pretty quickly as they are going to be EMP'd out. The rest of the team going to be able to move in. Young will start the initial plant attempt. It does not, oh, there we go. There's the Nitro Cell to try and stop it, but it is unsuccessful. A nade's going to get launched back. That might strike true as well, and there you go. Bye-bye to Spades. Another kill also found by NVK, and that's an ace from him as he shuts down the round against Disrupt.
That was so free. They kept peeking him, and they kept doing it, and it was the same result every single time. Post trying to jump out from outside that vault, and he jumped into his death. NVK has been amazing. Evil Geniuses able to pull ahead, take the lead, 3-2 against Disrupt Gaming, and this is going to be the last round before overtime happens. So Disrupt, can they finish strong on defense? We'll see. But yeah, NVK, man. just let him
took control, man. You noticed, because he was on the sledge too, so he was responsible for getting rid of that barricade. It was actually, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it's really smart to leave the barricade up for those couple extra seconds because of the repeat from the Jaeger.
You're right.
If that wasn't there, he probably got a double kill, or at least gets a 1-for-1 trade right there.
Jaeger possibly could have got a kill or two. I like the fact that he threw the nade. He banked it off the wall to pretty much back up the smoke player. And once he did that, it was just a free pickings for him. But I don't know how valuable that intel was when it was fed to smoke, because we saw him throwing a toxic babe extremely early, which could have, been saved for later. But that's despite the fact, either way, EG, the way they attacked those stairs were unstoppable.
So NVK is going to hold a nice 10-3 record, double the next highest player on his team, let alone the next highest player in the server right now. And EG hold a pretty strong lead at 3-2, looking to make it 4-2 with one more win on the attacking side. But similarly, we are going to see Disrupt also try to tie it up at 3-3, as they'll try the basement one final time before they switch sides.
Okay, Disrupt, we're going to tie this up now. Let's make it a game. It's been good so far, but Spades, he's had a hot hand with these Nitro cells, and with all of his Valve cams currently in play, they have to win this defensive site. They have to. Once they go on attack, it's going to be infinitely harder, and they're going to really have to bring out all the stops here. Shut down Evil Geniuses. Evil Geniuses one map away from shutting things down. Disrupt Gaming, you know, they're still going to walk out of here with their hands empty if they don't win this map.
Yeah, we need to see at least a 3-3 if there's going to be a bit of a chance here for a Disrupt. Still, this is obviously a much more even map than Villa when it comes to the side advantages, but the general principle still applies. You want to at least attempt the 3-3 on defense is your rule of thumb, especially if you're starting out on it. So Odiga's going to start to work his way in, though. He'll actually move in from the lobby this time, which I don't think we saw EG really use at all on any of the past basement attacks, so just being cautious of, well, that.
Okay.
And Spade still gets the better of it. He's going to lose a little under 50 HP. Now we'll head upstairs to try and cause more problems.
That's pretty weird for the fact that Spades was sitting out there in the open. He was a gimme if that attacker was, you know, prepped and ready for him. But unfortunately, Modiga wasn't ready for that encounter, and he got dropped immediately.
I want to say he was ready for it too, and that might have been the reason why he went that way, was to try and catch the Valkyrie off guard, but the opposite happened, because he kind of like pre-aimed right on her as he peeked around the corner. So he seemed to have an idea that someone was there. But
nice
still couldn't win the fight.
And nice rotation coming in from MVK, and I believe it's going to be a garage take coming in from him, possibly solo, so the rest of his team pretty much get done doing the basics, getting rid of the hatches. Yeah, there's still going to be smoke play on server stairs. And you see them leaving him alone at the moment.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, no.
Oh, Spades, man. He's just tearing it apart right now. This could have got really in. Oh, and NVK, man, there's some pretty crazy kills going on here. NVK with the pick on the Yeti. Finally reading into that, because Yeti has played that position 3 rounds in a row now. So NVK is going to be able to catch that. Well, not in a row, but 3 site attempts in a row anyway. And in the meantime, yeah, I was curious as to what EG's plan was going to be, because they were going to pop open the hatch into elevator, and there was a strat that I saw teams trying to use recently that involved this play. I don't really think they can do it anymore, though, without that hatch being breached, so I think EG's in a really awkward spot right now.
FaZe finally gets caught out, and he finally falls down to the hands of Gio, despite getting 2 kills for his team, and even Maestro going down for his team. I'd say he's done a pretty amazing job. And yeah, raining fire from above. Gio was unable to finish up that kill, but NVK was able to pick him off. I wonder if that was the same guy that Gio was currently shooting at.
That still worked, though. Look, they are going to be able to push him from the other side. NVK, the sniper, man, knocking him out. And as well, Gio having success on his own headshot there. We'll see his kill in just a second, as it is the final one on the round. Oh. That's actually hilarious.
Gio's like, who's bothering me right now? Get out of here.
Who are you?
You're so annoying.
Excuse me, I'm holding this hatch.
All of NVK's kills that round were so precise.
That's why I say
his aim had no flaws.
Quick scoping on people.
On everybody. The guy peeked out of elevator, had no idea he was going to get clapped up like that. Poor guy.
So same for Yeti too, and Yeti just he was like, oh, he's at that car again. We just line up the headshot angle.
Yeah, he was like, okay,
bye bye.
Thanks for the freebie.
So here we go into round number 7. The teams have switched sides, so Disrupt will have to try and bring this back from a 2-4 deficit on the attacking side. And unfortunately for them, EG is going to choose to start out in basement, which is one of the hardest sites to attack.
Okay. Almost looking too easy for NVK. He's currently 13-3 at the
positive 10.
13-3.
He's positive 5.
It's nutty.
This is the EG game right now. Disrupt have to come back into this quick if they want to have a hope. If not, I could think this could be a very quick swing from EG right up to 7. In fact, they only need to complete 1 full site rotation, and they've got it. Just 3 rounds, that's it.
5 seconds left.
They're heading to land, securing yet another slot for one of our pro league teams.
To locate a bomb and defuse it.
All right, this is it. Pulling away with the lead is Evil Genius. It's been a close series so far, and by winning this 3rd round in a row, you're gonna have a lot of dominance. We saw Distro go up 5-2 as well. or 4-2, and they throw away that lead a little bit before taking it down to the very last round. But server control by Evil Geniuses. They're waiting for any type of attack. It's going to be Geo, and I wasn't able to see who the other player was with him at that moment. Wonder if they're going to hold that strong.
See, Geo's been able to move in on his own. Thumbus is going to start working his way up in a square here. So I think quite a bit of delay from Disrupt before, well, never mind. I was going to say quite a bit of delay before we see any real action from these guys, but it's looking like Spades is going to be able to potentially find a fight. He's missed his opportunity, though. Madico was able to pull back and is holding a pretty safe position somewhere else on the map now. So Spades is not going to be able to find that frag that he was so desperately wanting a few seconds ago.
All right, so pretty much quiet. No altercations just yet. A few wall bangs, but nothing's going to connect, of course, as Geo has been unbothered over here on server stairs. It's going to be a top-to-bottom roam clear, and already in this gunfight, yeah, NVK didn't land a shot as yet. He definitely got the best of him to get the opening kill, but Modig is going to answer back. Their own presence is paying off currently, but he's going to continue to contest. Surrounded by 2 players, Modig is going to be able to get the second, working with the third and the fourth. Modig drops 4 players in a row.
They lined right up on those last 2. Oh no, you can't do that, Disrupt. Carnage is just really awkward.
Go back to spawn. Go back to spawn and just stay there, Carnage.
Carnage is like, guys, I didn't even go in yet. Like what are you doing?
You didn't even get to play the game yet.
He's just gonna wiggle. Carnage is just like, well, this is weird.
No.
We need the text chat right now. I'm waiting for Carnage to like knife fight.
Just knife fight me. Like,
I mean, he there's no way he's doing anything. He knows this is over.
Yeah, this is probably where EG just take the reins of the game and just run away with it.
At minimum, this round is over, that's for sure.
I wish we had a command button and just like command kill him so we could just start the next round. But you know what? This is where they talk strategy. This is where they sit down and say, all right, guys, where did we screw up? And the face of Mo Digga is going to pop up in everyone's heads. Just Mo Digga smiling.
Yeah. Just find a picture of him with a really creepy smile.
Mo treated that like a ranked round. He just ran up and just bodied everybody, just effortless.
Gotta give credit to him on the game sense for that one, though, because he knew exactly where he was going to get peeked from and when he was going to get peeked from where.
Yes.
So he had the reads on that situation down pat, man. Oh, that was a crazy play from Mo Digga.
Yeah, the pre-fire for the last 2 kills were nutty. I didn't think he was going to kill the last player.
Operators, you are out.
At all.
I didn't think he was either. That was a little bit of a mistake from Disrupt to like line up in the way they did, to be fair, but still gets away with that one pretty much for free. And that is a massive quad kill going his way. He'll be denied the ace, of course, by the virtue of the fact that Carnage just didn't actually play the round as they took the little tack pause in the mid round there, since it was just a bit of a fluke at that point anyway. So he nearly gets the ace, but not this time.
Disrupt Game are going to have nightmares about NVK and Motek.
It's like, okay, guys, we are never pushing connector ever again after that.
You ever heard about sleep paralysis where, like, you see a demon at the corner of your elbow?
Yeah.
It's going to be Mo Digga just standing there with a mouse.
They're just gonna see, like, phantom Mozzies in that connector corner for the next, like, 2 years now after this.
Attackers need to locate.
Oh, man, this has been one crazy game. Big plays back to back. Oh, man.
All right, so 30 seconds of setup here. EG have moved upstairs after a very successful initial round on the basement. So successful that Disrupt never even got to the basement. And now EG are looking to try and get themselves up onto map and match point with a closeout of CEO.
Disrupt Gaming, you need this win more than ever. It's time to wake up. You guys played lights out map number 1. And with effort like that you put into the game, it's going to be extremely unfortunate to fall like this against EG. And that's why I said if EG wins the first map, I expect them to just, run through the second one, because that type of blow was big. And the fashion that they were winning the rounds were disrespectful. Clutches on clutches, and the big play potential was always there whenever you have players like NBK and Modig on your roster.
A lot of outnumbered wins, too.
Yeah, like the 1vXs were insane.
The 2v5 from the last map, too.
Don't remind me, man. Too many to count.
Nice little find there from Spades. Catches the Valkyrie cam before really anyone would have been able to see anything from that one. And it's now going to run over and play on the rappel. See if he can catch someone over the elbow.
All right. By the way, I was getting ready to copy pastes in the chat. For all you copy pasters, we don't need that spam. Be friendly in the chat, okay?
Say copy pasta?
Copy, is it copy pasta? Copy paste?
It's copy pasta.
Yeti! Disgusting! I'm in the middle of timing people out, and Yeti is just getting wall-bang headshots. Great way to open up for Disrupt Gaming. So Yeti, keep up that type of intensity. Let's see you do some more of that, man. Disrupt Gaming, they definitely need those type of plays in order to try to tie things up.
Valkyrie camera going unnoticed for quite some time, so obviously not a huge amount of intel that can be gained from that one, but at a minimum something. And it's actually unfortunate that Yeti did get that kill, considering that there was a Val cam knowing exactly when he was going to peek that. That's the third one knocked out, so all three Val cams now gone, and hey, the Valk's gone too. So
Reload. Device ready.
I think that oh yeah, that's unfortunate. The air jab there ends up falling a little bit short. Gets clipped on the stairwell or the stair banister. Is going to end up missing its destination, so they will not have the basement stairs cut off with an air jab at this point.
Bomb located by
All right, so on Repel, let's see if he can pick up a kill, and Netcrox is waiting for it. Look at the confidence from Netcrox, by the way. He wants to challenge this so bad, and I wonder if he's going to get the run out eventually. If he does, I mean, he'd probably go, 1 for 1. Because there's going to be 2 players on Repel, so it might not be the smartest play at the moment, but NVK is going to definitely open things up as Spade falls. But Thumb is going to get a kill up as well. Netcrox is going to fall as Doc, so that play I was talking about might not happen.
Young's going to start to fall back as well. Carnage did get down, so the potential to tie this up at a 3v3 is there. However, Carnage is down in a spot where I don't think EG can really get access to him, so he will get revived back up, just obviously with a very low HP. It's Thermite though, so that's important, as if both of the walls, if both of the walls aren't already open, they do have the capability to swing open the second wall in the CEO now, and it does look like they didn't get the second wall opened yet, so.
Up in numbers. But EG, they're not a stranger to these type of scenarios. Always down, a peek coming in from lobby. Can Modigga connect on any of the players on Repel? There's going to be 2 of them to count, but also gunfight currently happening over here on Bananas. Maestro is unable to get the kill. The Fuser currently being planted by Carnage. His thumb is drops Modigga. Yep. The out of 556 is going to rip through a read, and with another down happening on Castle, MVK picks up a triple. Oh, 2v2.
Not sure if he caught the player that's peeking up over there towards Connector, but either way, it's going to go down to a 1v2 now, as Carnage will be able to move in and take out Young. Everything falls to NVK. He should have been able to catch that there was a player in Connector to his left a second ago. There you go, yeah. He's going to pre-fire, or pre-check that now as he works in. He's not being given the angle he needs. About half the time gone away from the counter defuse now, as that dial swings further and further into darkness. NVK going to try to wrap in, but he's just not being given the angle that he needs to play into this right now. Oh, he can see the barrel. Oh, but still loses the fight. And Disrupt will get away with one more round here.
MVK playing the guessing game, trying to see where the guy's going to peek out of, and Carnage was able to get the kill over here on Repel, knocking out Maestro, so great job by Disrupt Gaming. Down but not out. It's going to take a lot of more plays like that, a lot of more opening kills like the one that Yeti have the wall-bang headshot if they want to stand a chance. But it's pretty hard to do that when you have these, these star players making huge plays left and right. But still, they're not unstoppable, and Disrupt Gaming has showed that. Going to Executive Lounge and CEO office, Disrupt Gaming are looking to cut the lead down to 1 round.
EG want to try and attempt that same site since it was so close, and ultimately, again, with a little bit better roaming presence, just better positioned roaming presence, to be honest, they're going to be able to find way more impact here. The roamers were kind of out of sync with the actual attack on that round, and as a result, Disrupt had a much easier time taking the site, as far as I can tell.
Okay. So, Disrupt Gaming, take a look at their lineup currently. Nomad, one of, I believe it's the first time we're going to see her, unless I'm mistaken. She's going to be extremely important to stop any type of rotation or plays from Evil Geniuses. And NVK 16-5. That's actually insane.
NVK's going off right now.
That's actually nutty.
Geo and Modigga are helping out when they can, especially Modigga with that crazy play a couple rounds back.
I've always heard stories about how dominant NVK was, and the fact that we're able to see this between the last month or so.
Look at this, man. He's ready to take some duels right now.
It's
He's an absolute madman. Come challenge me on that spot. Please do.
He wants all the smoke. So who's going to challenge him?
He's going to get Spades in a second.
Spade.
The problem is Disrupt took too long, so I think he's gone now. No, actually.
Oh, no. He's
got the angle.
peek it.
Let's see.
Oh, boy. Line it up, big fella.
I can't even see the
Oh,
no, Spades bailed.
down.
He didn't want it.
What a weenie. What a weenie.
So Spades is going to move over here towards the front door now. And we'll end up seeing the timer continue to tick further and further down here. Disrupt, of course, still without much of a position to play into the site just yet, but they are starting to work towards that square control that they've been using in previous rounds.
All right. So we've seen aggressive NVK. Despite Spades teasing him, going on repel, he's going to back out of that gunfight, but Yeti is going to take control of top square. But with Nomad with him, the air jabs can come into play big time to knock anybody on their butt for a free kill if the timing is right. It's going to be all of the air jabs for Reed at the moment, so all he has left are 3 stun grenades and a really good primary gun. It's going to be up to raw skill to really make the best of what he has currently. Raw repel is going to be Thumbus, and getting rid of the Kite Claw is going to make things possible to hard breach that wall.
About half the round now gone by, and Disrupt getting closer and closer to that attack phase. Thumbus on repel, starting to try and peek in. We can hear the first sight wall going to get popped open, closer to Thumbus's angle, so they can try and work together on that. It's not all though. Still have presence from EG in positions to catch these guys off guard, including the roamers, which haven't really been dealt with as of this point in the round. Carnage looking to try and get the second one over, but Thumbus is going to be found out this time, which is very important. Also, Necrox is going to be able to maintain his current position, as that ADS is going to be able to save him on the initial nade toss.
All right, so great frag already from Evil Geniuses, knocking down IQ. And still a lot of time left to make something happen. We still see Mo Digga down below as Mozzie, so even though the air jab's currently in play and Mo Digga's going to fall, I was going to say, any type of flank that he could have provided could have tilted the odds in the Evil Geniuses' favor. But with him falling now, the odds are even. 4 players left alive on both ends, and Spades almost falls due to some pre-fire coming in from Necrox. Necrox is going to get the worst end of that battle as Yeti comes up from the side and gets the drop on him.
Quite a few more kills found for Disrupt. In fact, NVK is now going to have to rotate back. A nice find from Geo, and he now has to try and stop the plant. He's just guessing, though. He doesn't know where it's happening. They don't cancel it. They stick it the entire time. Props to Carnage for having faith in his teammate to make sure that he kept him alive right there, and they do exactly that. Another round picked up by Disrupt, and they continue to bring this back.
All right. Disrupt, make it happen, make the comeback story happen. Everyone counted you out, we saw the pose. But now, round number 10, we're going to go downstairs to CCTV and lockers and take a look at the lineup, bringing in Maverick and Thermite. So I'm going to say drone the open area. Claire and EG aren't putting in a lot of pressure to stop them. Should be pretty free with Maverick to get those hatches open.
So there's only 6 picks this time around. Should be pretty straightforward. Those the operators are what you expect for a basement site. And the attackers, not really much of a reason to try and 6-pick it, at least under these circumstances now. So, into it we go. EG, a little bit of a struggle here, controlling that second floor site, trying it 2 times in a row. That brings Disrupt back into the fold. So it's now time to see if EG can go back into control here in the basement.
Take a look at the lineup. Pulse is definitely going to be a given on MVK. MVK, pretty standout player so far, best one in the lobby by far. Both maps combined. The intel given to him, yeah, 16-6. The intel that's going to be fed to him from the cardiac sensor. And hopefully Geo places some really good cameras, who's 8-4 at the moment as well.
10 seconds left.
Pair those two up with Maestro, you have a lot of intel on this
5
side.
seconds left.
A lot of cameras to help you out.
Attacker's objective
So,
is to locate a bomb
despite the
and
defenders
defuse it.
not having drones like the attackers, I mean, they should do pretty well on their own with all of the utility at bay.
3 minutes put up on the clock for our attacking squad to at least start the defusal process and finish it before the end of the timer. See now, this is a much harder site for Disrupt to attack. This is where the defenders often go for a safe point, but may not necessarily be the case as Disrupt has started to swing this match further into their direction. We'll have to see. A lot of it is coming down to the early round. Does Disrupt find those kills which give them the room they need to execute? If not, EG normally are able to posture with their own presence and just hold control and slowly trade out the remaining Disrupt members. But if they do get those early kills, either by knocking out the roamers or finding an anchor early on, things tend to go in their direction as they can get the ball rolling and continue to keep it going downhill.
Spades going back and forth, shutting down a few default cameras. He's looking for any type of...
Oh,
okay.
that's... Yeah.
So,
Wait, how did Modiga stay in?
if I was a
I guess he's not
betting,
there.
if I was a betting man, I would say that
Located by attackers.
Disrupt would win this round.
I think it's a very safe bet. Yeah, I think the odds on that bet's not going to be too great at this point. But,
Not at all.
but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so until confirmed otherwise, this is a live round. As it,
Watch Modiga win. I would flip out.
I'd lose my stuff, but all right, now they're just gonna put You want it to happen, folks, but it's not gonna happen.
I held my breath.
Unofficial confirmation that we'll see in a sec here if that round counted or not. That's the question I need to know right now. I think it does, but that's unofficial. I just want to say that's just from our opinion. That is not the admins say just yet. So we'll figure that out when we go back in game here in just a second, whether that round actually counted or not, which I think it did. So we'll
Pretty sure we're going to get word from the producers.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So we'll figure that out in just a second. But once again, it's been a bit of a closer match now. It seemed like this was going to go a little bit more one side into the favor of EG, especially with the way that the second half started out. But after those 2 rounds upstairs, well, DG, they're fighting back. They're coming back in.
They are. But I just don't want another heartbreaking story like we saw the first time around. They're looking better now. At first, they're pretty lackluster. They looked pretty lethargic when it came to their setups. But, coming into the second half, they've been stringing up some wins, taking it almost, around the way to tie things up. I wonder if that round is going to counter that, but I wouldn't count them out at all. I mean, even despite MVK and Modiga having fantastic plays left and right, they're still showing out as an entire team to try to work this comeback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, even if that one doesn't count and we have to restart it, they're still sitting at a pretty confident 5-4 right now, with an ability to bring that back. It is going to be difficult since it is a basement attack. However, I think the cracks have started to show in EG's defense a little bit.
Yes.
I think the DG are realizing they can try to pick up kills early on in the round and leverage that into much easier attacks. Basement is a little bit of a different game just because it's such a hard locked site to get access to, and we do have a hard breacher banned out, so that makes it even more difficult to open up the angles you need to access it.
Yeah.
But I still think that they can get it done ultimately with the way that they've been able to control the last 2 rounds.
You're right, and they haven't had any issues with Kite when it comes to opening those hatches, and the fact that they have Maverick, I mean, getting the hatches open and whatnot to peek down in the site, I mean, it should be pretty much easy for them. It's just an amount of time they put into that, and also the battle they're going to have either on stairs or server, or if there's any type of roamers out there to slow them down.
Okay, so we're going to be finding out all the answers to these questions in just a couple of moments. We're just working on the rehost right now and getting all the players back in. So a little bit of an unfortunate internet drop there from EG's team house, I assume.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate.
And thankfully, Modiga is not there. So
I didn't even know they had a team house.
I think they do, right? I think they're just like
something happened.
I think they live in Seattle. I'm pretty sure. So
really,
yeah, I think so.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't know if it's a team house. I think it's like a set of apartments or something like that.
Why is Mo digging that?
Based on like social media stalking I've done. But
you guys heard it first.
I mean, yeah, I just look at their Twitters and post pictures, and you could take a guess. So
true, possibly.
So I guess they just haven't moved Modiga into that yet, since he's still relatively new to the team. So
right.
Yeah.
Also,
okay, so official now. That does count. So that is now 5-5. Jill, there you have it. It's now tied.
That could be a momentum boost for DG as well.
Mm-hmm.
I take it. I would take that 1,000,000%.
And the reasoning as to why that does count is it was past the point in the round where EG would have been allowed to request a rehost. Obviously, very unfortunate circumstances for them, but the rules are the rules, and we are sticking to them. So that round does count, and it is going to be a 5-5 scoreline when we go back into the game.
Yeah, so just for you guys currently tuning in, if Evil Geniuses win this map outright, they win 2-0. They move to LAN, and they qualify to LAN as the 5th team here in U.S. Nationals. Disrupt Gaming still down without a win on the map so far. This will be their first map, and we'll take it to the 3rd if need be. So it's going to be fun to see how everything unravels in this matchup because of the fact that it's really hard to predict who's really going to win a round each and every single time. I don't have any confidence in picking out a winner, to be quite honest.
No, not after that just happened.
No. Even after the first map, I still think Disrupt should be up 1-0.
They should. That's the thing, right?
They should.
Ultimately, this comes back down to Gio literally getting a kill with less than a second left on the clock. And if he didn't do that, the scoreline would be the opposite.
The scoreline would be entirely
EG would be
different.
winning, and we would be in a very different situation.
And I feel like they would have came into this map with a lot more swagger rather than having, take a few rounds to heat up.
Losing that clutch like that is a huge momentum breaker.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just it just sucks.
They still fought back. I mean, despite NVK dropping, 16, 17 kills so far, and Modiga picking up a 4K when he had no business even winning, getting a second kill in that situation, they're still fighting back, despite the clutch efforts coming in from EG.
So you got to give props to DG for continuing the fight here. And now getting, obviously, a bit of a lucky break off the last round there is going to give them an extra round. They'll be able to push forward on that one and get even closer now to being able to shut this one down. So just 2 rounds away from both teams now, but it doesn't need to be a flawless 2 rounds by either team if they want to take it in regulation. If not, and they end up trading 1 for 1, we'll go to another overtime. It'll be the same thing. Best of 3 rounds, first team to get to 8 will decide the winner of the map and potentially the match if it's EG.
Yeah, and since we're filling, I mean, you might as well plug it out there. Blue Stokes and I, we give away $700 every week. So if you guys have never done it, or if you want it, or if you haven't won anything, it doesn't matter. If you live in America, make sure you submit your clips to Venmo. Give away $700 every week, $500 to first place, $100 each to second and third. You can make the clips funny, make it cool. You know, as long as it catches our eye and it's not a 2-minute long clip, you have a really good chance at winning. So make sure you guys do that.
Make sure you guys get those submitted as well before the end of our Thursday weekly show. That'll be the best chance for you to make sure your submission is counted and we don't accidentally bump yours to the next week.
I actually get a lot of DMs still saying, hey, Belly, how do we submit? I'm like, there's tweets all the time about it. Like, why do you have to DM me? Come on, man.
It was good to us.
Always.
For the faces.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right, guys, I think we are pretty close to jumping back into the game now. I think we just need final confirmation. What's up?
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we just need final confirmation that everybody is connected and ready to go as the game did restart. I can see that right behind the camera I'm looking at, so we just have to wait for them to all get tucked away, and then we'll be good to jump back into the match here.
Oh,
there you go.
Back. 5-5. All right, so Disrupt. Let's see if this was the DC was a saving grace for them.
See if this is going to be enough to push Disrupt into a winning position. We are still going to be on a basement defense for EG, so continuing as if that was just a repeated round, and we'll see them play into the basement once again here. And they're going to go in just a second. Obviously, we didn't get to see much of that last round before the unfortunate disconnect happened, so kind of can't really talk much about what went on in that previous round there. Just EG disconnected, and then Modiga ran out against 5 players. So that went as you might expect.
They were testing Modiga to see if he could pull that off again.
It's like, all right, now let's see if this one before. Now that you don't have your connector angle to work off of. We've booted all your teammates from the game.
So I wonder if EG is going to have any serious roam presence. Probably not. Probably going to be a server hold again. But Disrupt's lineup at the moment, pretty solid. Bringing in Buck.
5 seconds to go.
Guessing the utility from the frag grenades are going to come in big, especially when it comes to clearing out those stairs or anywhere else in general. But I wonder what the plan is. Is MVK is going to be on lobby. Looking to see if he saw anything, but he's going to retreat immediately. You want to keep him alive.
Not necessarily a whole lot of top-down play to come in for the Buck on this one, so it's going to be interesting to see how Yeti performs here away from the, obviously, frag grenade utility, as the skeleton key isn't going to be amazingly useful on this side attack, but he'll have a very small amount of niche uses, like a few rotate holes potentially on the first floor that he could open up for himself, just to try and avoid getting tripped up by EG. It doesn't look like EG have too much of a presence. I think they're playing this very safe after what happened in the last round.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that they get their 6th point on the board here.
All right, so Necroc's going to hold down the stairs with the SMG-11 and not the shotgun this time around. We all saw how well Disrupt did at protecting the stairway. So it's going to be all about how many numbers and utility they can bring over to this fight to get rid of that one player. Like we saw NVK do with the sledge, Yeti's going to mirror him this time with Buck. I mean, pretty much almost the same type of usage between skeleton keys and that sledgehammer. You open up rotation host.
A circle in this case here, or a square. We'll have a Yeti get into position now. Start watching out for this push to come in. Reed is also going to pop just a tiny little hole into the open hatch before moving over and taking care of the admin one first. Fully knocking that one out. First gas grenade can also go out from Necrox here, and it's pretty well timed as it does catch the initial try to kill the ADSs. The nade will go down, does a really good amount of damage to Necrox, but sadly does not get the kill. So he's still here, he's still annoying, and he's still in the way of Disrupt's push.
And great situational awareness coming in from Necrox. He pulled back immediately so that frag grenade couldn't get him. And the moment he hears that clink, You see him run back, but Netcroc is going to get caught the second time around as Yeti is definitely spot on, running through the toxic gas to make sure he secures a kill. So that's going to leave Modigga all alone behind that server rack.
Yeah, he basically gets, 90% of the damage off on 2 players in the process. So although he goes down without an actual kill, he's still delayed to this point. We're at 40 seconds on the timer. Modigga is still alive on the inside, and he just picked up a kill on a Carnage. And you still have 2 more players on Disrupt that have basically 0 HP. They're one-shottable.
Yeah, but the drone is going to ping him out immediately, and with the push, Modigga is unable to get the second kill. His Thumbage shuts him down. So 2 players on the attacking team coming in from server at the moment, and NVK is going to drop red dead to right. NVK is in a good position to come up with some type of flank. Yeah, I wonder what he's going to do with 13 seconds left. It's going to be an aggressive push coming into sight at the moment with 10 seconds left to go. The pings are currently in play. Coming up from the top, NVK is going to secure the 2 kills along with Young for Evil Geniuses to pull up the match point.
Good rotate coming out there from NVK just to really confirm that they weren't going to be able to sneak the planet at the end and create a very awkward situation for EG. But really the highlight has to go to the smoke play on the inside of the stairs there. The amount of delay and the amount of baited damage on the smoke charges that Disrupt ended up taking really killed their potential to try and push in the late round there and take any kind of open and really even fight. And as a result, they did not have the manpower necessary to get onto the site, winning it out. And that will give EG the first map point. They're only going to get 1 chance to close it in regulation, though, because if Disrupt traded out here on the Teller's defense, well, then we go to OT yet again.
Yeah, we call this do or die. Reed utilizing the 6-pick. He's going to pocket Maverick and pull out Nomad. So we're going to have her playing along with Zofia, IQ, Buck, and Thermite as we go over to the first floor. And this is it. No time for mistakes. Disrupt Gaming on attack. They're going to have to win this to take it to overtime, to fight EG in order to win that best of 3. Okay. But EG has been looking strong. It seems like that DC and a little bit of time to recoup and breathe and talk about strategy didn't slow them down a lot. Disrupt Gaming, I thought it would benefit them mostly, but definitely didn't.
So 15 seconds until we've got Disrupt being let out onto the field. Setup here is going to be kind of what you expect. Not a whole lot of immediate emphasis on the sites themselves. There's definitely going to be a good amount of defense put up into the upstairs sites just due to the top-down play that can come from that. You've got the Buck in there from Disrupt, so they're going to be very careful of that. The same could be said for Sledge, and even really like the Zofia and the IQ or something like that to make sure it doesn't get control of the upstairs room CEO there. As if they do, well, they're going to be able to open up the entire floor in that room for the most part and just start picking out members of EG in the site like fish in a barrel.
Yep, it's going to be up to Young and Geo. I'm guessing those are going to be 2 of your main roamers, I'm guessing. And Maestro already took damage. More than a quarter health is gone at the moment, but that's not going to stop NVK from being aggressive as usual as he works his way to get 20 kills this game. But already, Yeti is going to work his way into stock. Skeleton Key is going to open up a line of sight.
Loading new mag.
That's going to free up some things as he works his way towards top square and continue to clear out this area. But still being cognizant of the self-destruction underneath. Yeah, I'm wondering where all of the drone placements currently are at the moment for Disrupt. Because it seems like Yeti is going in here blind at the moment.
And I'm working off of a whole lot of intel at minimum here at this point, so he's still going to be very cautious about how he proceeds. The rest of EG currently just kind of sitting back. Not seeing a whole lot of risks being taken by them. Got Thumbus also on that rappel looking for info to start things out, but it's actually NVK on the Maestro that's going to be found out early on here by Spades up on that side rappel. Also going to catch the run out from Modigga too. This is 2 very big losses early on in the round here from EG and a massive swing in Disrupt's favor.
Great start for Disrupt. So they fight their way to take it overtime. Spades still on rappel. It's not going to be anybody peeking them. And good thing for EG, they're down in numbers, they're going to have to play their cards right. No Maestro, no Jaeger. And most importantly, 2 of the best fraggers on this team, MVK and Modigga this map, they're going to be out the picture. So it's going to be up to Young, Geo, and Netcroc. Still, Toxic Babes are going to be handy, and the goo mines are going to continue to generate. And we have the presence of roaming with Mozzie. Geo's capable of making a lot of plays happen. Pretty sure he still has a Nitro cell in hand as well.
Spades starting to wrap back over here, looking for the angles to knock out the EG site defenders at this point. Got a lot more upstairs presence too. They can take control very easily and start to swing in. About 40 seconds left though, so time is going to be a slight concern for Disrupt, as it doesn't really look like they're trying to execute quickly, more so just trying to execute carefully so as to make sure they don't get traded out. But the same problem could surface if they're too slow about it, because that'll give EG a lot of freedom like you're seeing now with Geo. He moves in, finds out the kill onto Reed, brings us down into a 3v4. We're now 20 seconds remaining. Necrox finds another one, and we are even into a 3v3. Young with the lineup to find one more kill. He's going to get it, and another player was able to find a frag as well. It's all down to Thumbus in a 1v2, and he only has 10 seconds to pull out the clutch. Otherwise, EG are going to land. Let's see, can he do it? He's got a free kill, potentially finds that one, but the trade is there from EG, and they will get it done. They are going to land as our 5th qualified team for the USN Finals in 2019.
And Evil Geniuses proving that they're still one of the most dominant teams in NA, pulling out the win here at USN. And for the first time at USN, they're going to go to LAN with their full roster, no subs involved. But NVK is MVP. How many kills did he get?
The rehost.
19.
Yeah, right?
I believe he's 19-7 total. 19-8.
He had like 14 to 15 when we did the rehost.
Yeah, like 16.
Was it 16? Okay,
Yeah.
So probably right under 20, basically, is what we'll call it. About 20.
Whew.
So that's still a very impressive game from NVK.
Impressive is an understatement. NVK was lights out. Mo Digga was ridiculous with his plays. Clutch Master Mo.
More like the connector master. But
They were way too strong, and it was just the big play potential coming from this team. Would it be way too much for Disrupt Gaming, and Disrupt getting those first 2 kills at the beginning of the round. You thought for a moment, okay, you know what, they got this. But that's been a story ever since the first map.
And we saw Disrupt kind of come back into it as well. It seemed like they were, and this was like well before the rehost, obviously, which, you know, you got to give that to, like, that was a little bit lucky that they get that. Can't really give them too much credit there. But still, the 2 rounds prior to that were very successful attacks onto CEO. And it was really starting to look like a turn of the tide there from Disrupt, but it's almost as if the rehost kind of helped EG a little bit, is what they came back into it and were much more solid from that point forward, as they were able to obviously win things out and take control at 7-5 at the end of the day. And in this final round, Disrupt, I think, just played a little bit too slowly. They had a 5v3. They had what they needed to execute on the site. They had full upstairs control. But at the end of the day, and here's that crazy play from Mo Digga, by the way.
Mo Digga is just insane. Give me half of his skill, please. That right there, they just lined up for him.
Just unfortunate comms from Disrupt and try to peek that together. But yeah, I mean, on the final round there, they just kind of hesitate. They're like, all right, we got control. Just be slow, guys. And the problem is that gives players like Geo the room they need to roam freely and kind of sneak into a position where they can multi-frag. And that's what happens. They turn it around, they take better positions, and they shut it down.
Well, looking at the positives, one thing I can say about Disrupt, I mean, they stayed in the game against EG. I mean, that's an impressive feat on its own. But their way of getting into server stairs and just defeating that, you know, whoever's there in that area, they did a really good job at that. Meanwhile, EG, they struggled against Disrupt whenever they defended those stairs.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. I think it was a little bit of an unfortunate turn of events. We had things play out that way.
EG won, and that's all that matters.
EG take the W, and that means we've got another team heading to LAN here, and it's going to be EG.
Yes, so ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right to the interview with the player from the winning team. I don't know who's going to be. Mo, of course it's going to be Mo Digga.
Yep.
What's up?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I watched some stupid plays on your end. Okay, so that one before when you were over on Banana, did you expect to even win that? Like, what went through your head, like, even after you clutched that out?
Nah, so basically I was like, okay, I'm about to get this guy on loan office because I heard him like doing his little map holes and stuff. I'm like, okay, this is a freebie because I knew one was sitting behind the desk. And I was like, yo, like, because Nate was like, we were coordinating. He was going to C4, and I was going to kill that guy.
Okay.
His C4 missed, and then I didn't kill him, and then I saw that guy ATMs. And then I was like, all right, y'all, I'm going up. I can't rotate back. So my back was against the wall, and I was just, you know, weaving, shooting, and we just came out on top on that round. So it was good.
That was pretty impressive. So coming into this team, I mean, you know NVK from the beginning. You know how good he was in the past, and a lot of people counted him out. A lot of people were saying, you know, hey, drop NVK. EG needs to drop NVK. Get him out of here. But NVK has just been a beast lately. Have you guys had discussions about that? Like, did that bother him at a time to where it just motivated him to do better? Or what was it? What clicked for him?
Well, I mean, I think it would bother anybody, you know what I mean? Like, because you're in Pro League, and you have to have like that mental fortitude to not listen to all the people who are negative about you and stuff.
Yeah.
So especially like the roles he was put on, like he's definitely an entry. He's not a flank watch. He's not a Thatcher in the back of the round. You know what I mean? That's not his play style. So he's exactly where he needs to be, and he's on entry. I think personally he's one of the best entries in all of Pro League, and I'm glad that he's shining right now. So he just got to keep on working, and he's gonna keep going up. So
yeah. So unfortunately for you guys didn't make it to Japan. You qualified for USN. No. For you, this is 2 times now. 2 times. You did it with was it Sinister?
No, Orglis.
Yeah, you did it with Orglis before playing with Yeti.
They invited me to sub.
Yeah, now with Evil Geniuses, this is the first time EG will play with their full team at USN. What are the honest expectations, even though I know they're going to be extremely humble coming from you?
Yeah. Well, my expectation is to win it all. I always want to win everything, you know what I mean? I don't care who we play, how good they are. I believe that, we're winning. So that's just how I go into it. So we go to USN, I believe to win it. So
right. You guys had a really scary game against Disrupt Gaming. I know it was good to see your boys do extremely well. But I'm gonna leave the floor
they were on it.
Yeah, they were really on it. I'm gonna leave the floor to you to just say thank you and whatever else you want to the channel viewers out there.
Okay, yep. I want to say GG to Disrupt. Great org, by the way. It's super cool people. I played under them for a year. All the people that own it, like Cash and Cliff and all of them, they're really good guys. And to my ex-teammates, GGs, you guys are nuts. You guys just keep your heads up. You guys are really good. And then, third of all, thank you guys for supporting us again. I appreciate it. And that was some close calls, especially that round when
Gio,
my whole team disconnected, and then we lost that round. And there was no damage done, so I was like, okay, it's gonna be, but then they got the points, so
right. I was unlucky. I was told to ask you one more question, but I have one more thing to say. When Gio clutched that 1v1 to win Villa, what was did he know the guy was there, or what happened?
Yeah, so he killed the first guy, and I knew the guy came through kitchen, and then he went to dining, and the only place he could be was paint, and we heard him shuffling, and it was to the right side, so we were he was right shuffling, and then he just came in and slapped it. I was like, let's go. It was cool. It was cool. That was close.
That was half a second love. But Mo, congrats! I'll see you in Vegas in December, and good luck, man. You guys take it easy.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
He's gonna queue up to play rank, by the way.
I love he just so casually explain a super hyped moment with Gio.
So
it's all right, so he's we killed it. It's he's just
I would have been screaming, man. Yeah. I'm yo, that was nutty. But that just shows the type of players that are on that roster. They're all humble. They know what it takes to win, and they don't let that type of hype take over them emotionally. So but in regards to MVPs, man, you go ahead and kick it off.
Mine's going to be Gio based off the map 1 performance. I think he did really good on map number 1 and had that really crazy clutch, and that alone was enough for me to be able to give him the MVP for this one. So we'll give it to him. Here's his stats as well. Still had a pretty good overall match at 18-16. Entries, weren't the greatest for him, but Gio's kind of a late round guy anyway. At least that's where we see him come into play the most. 70% cost as well. Veli, I think I know who yours was.
Everybody knows who I picked, man. NVK. NVK, you can't give it to anybody else. NVK was without a doubt the most undisputed best player in the entire game tonight. He's a big reason why EG won 2-0 in the best of 3. 29-18, dominant performance on map number 2, and he was really a standout, man. And it's really funny, for him, it's at this point, he's proving a point. You know what? I've been here since the beginning, and I still belong. I'm still better than you. But he's not going to say it because he's a humble guy. He knows what it takes to win. And I feel like EG, they're turning a new leaf now, and I'm excited to see them in December. So these are the total stats. Net Crocs as well had a really phenomenal game, especially map number 1.
Yeah, he obviously got a little bit quieter there, I think, as we got into the second half, but still had really good performances throughout the course of the matchup, and I think we saw some good stuff from him when we got into the defensive half of the bank match as well. You can see the other team stats as well. Players like Yeti and Spades are really trying their heart out in this matchup. We had great moments, especially from guys like Yeti, who I think was doing a great job on bank on the Maestro specifically, whenever they were playing in a basement. For those first 2 rounds anyway, he was able to find quite a bit of impact, and he pretty much single-handedly won the initial round that they won on basement with because the fact that he went unnoticed there and was able to get, I think, like 3, maybe 4 kills in that round. So he had some really good stuff throughout the course of the match, too. Here's our overall team stats.
Opening kills. Ooh.
That's actually interesting because it's usually pretty rare that the OK goes like that heavily in the favor of the losing team.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. And that, again, just really shows how close map number 1 was.
I wonder if that was Villa, yeah.
Literally less than a second decided the difference on that map. Like, less than a second decided the entire map. That's crazy.
As a caster...
That happens so rarely in Siege.
Whether you're a caster, host, analyst, whatever. Oh, by the way, Evil Geniuses, the 5th team to qualify for LAN. So now they're going to join the likes of Rogue and Reciprocity in the Western Conference, and in the Eastern Conference, you're going to have Space Station Gaming and Sonics. We're going to see who the 6th team to qualify for LAN is going to be on Thursday, so make sure you tune in.
This also means that now all 4 of the top 4 teams from last year's USN finals have now made it to LAN. As it was Rogue, Rec, at the time Cloud9, SSG, and EG were all the top 4 at the last year's LAN. So all 4 of those teams are now coming back to LAN again.
Each team looks different, too.
And don't forget, guys, as well, to sign up for our Venmo Community Spotlight. We got free money to give away. I'm sure you want it. So all you got to do to try and win it is give us a clip. It's got to be a Rainbow Six clip, but that is the only requirement. $500 is up for grabs if you take our first place, or $100 in second or third place. Make sure you guys upload those clips to the platform of your choice and add the hashtag Venmo Community Spotlight to it. You'll see it pop up right down here in a second. And most importantly, don't forget this. Make sure you send it to us. Want to know how to do that? Put it in this link right here down below. esl.gg/Venmo-R6 USN is where you can submit your clips and as well find out all of the necessary rules and restrictions for this contest.
It's pretty unfortunate to see games like that happen. As a caster, host, analyst, whatever, when you watch a team play to the best, that was some really damn impressive gameplay coming in from Disrupt. And to see them lose like that is heartbreaking, but that lets us all know, even despite their struggles recently, Challenger League, you know, what made you have it? This team is for real. But any closing words at all from you?
No, I think we had a great match today. You know, props to GG for being able to put up the fight they did. Again, ultimately, like, EG's a team with a lot more experience, and we expected them to come out on top, and that's exactly what we had happen. And we've got one more of those matches coming up on Thursday as well. We got to qualify one more team, and don't forget, right after this, coming up next week, we've got the wild cards. So make sure you guys aren't missing that either. But I think that's going to do it for tonight. All
right, so ladies and gentlemen, also remember Boss G, ACOG, and we'll catch you guys Thursday here for the U.S. Nationals.